forgot how simple life really was. Instead of sitting around with family, there was individuals sitting around boxes with screens, and they forgot how to grow their own food. And hunting was replaced by practices which were cruel, and everything seemed to be divided by plastic made with petrochemical oil, which was extremely toxic. And these people also ran their cars on that oil, which polluted the air and the water and the soil. But the ones who benefited didn't care about the earth. They were only interested in how much the oil was worth. When they started running out, they started fighting for control to secure the world's supply of petroleum was their goal. So they assembled their armies and their wars destroyed life. They hid the truth from the people, kept it out of their sights. And millions of people were betrayed by these lies, convinced to kill each other and watch each other die. Entire cultures were destroyed before our very eyes. We just sat around and watched the fire falling from the sky. But all the time we knew that it could happen to us. We were living in fear and we were on the same bus. By invading other people we created more enemies, but they believed that they were doing it to make themselves free. This is the world that I grew up in, so you understand my brain when it begins to spin. Searching for solutions, a better way to be, and I think much clearer when I begin to breathe. So I breathe. Breathe in the air. Yeah, take a deep breath. It's everywhere. Heal my spirit, heal my body, heal my soul. I know who I am, consciousness spinning through sacred air. The healers, whatever your call is, actualize and realize we come here to balance these violent times. Warriors of peace, ambassadors of love, always staying centered when push comes to shove. Third eye wide open and dancing to music, accepting our power and knowing how to use it. Coming together, we circle the globe, seeing the oneness, our chakras are glowing. Our vibrations where we want it to be, keeping high, you know how it feels to be free. And all you gotta do to understand these ways is breathe real deep and enjoy each day. Selflessly with others and we're lost life together. Tomorrow is now and there's beautiful weather, so breathe. Yeah. Breathe in the air. Yeah, take a deep breath. It's everywhere. Heal my spirit, heal my body, heal my soul. Consciousness spinning through sacred air. my spirit, heal my body, heal my soul. I don't lie, consciousness spinning through sacred air.
It's bigger than the world. Whatever you speak, you're never gonna try. You got nothing to improve. It's not money that we need. Whatever the price, it's greater than the fee. So there's one thing left to do. Oh, dreamer in an ocean that goes on forever. Heaven knows high man cannot be portion in spiritual war. So I man choose to see that the whole world is lacking a whole lot of love and simple caring. Hold your head up, hold your head up high. Jaja will be done, yeah. Hold your head up, hold your head up high. You are lost in the marketplace where fat cats buy, world governments come alive. Free yourself for price. Stop being rude. Use patience most the time, no matter what they do. So to all you dreamers, look at life as an ocean lasting forever. And behold, yes, I know it is crucial. Spiritual war. So I choose to see that the whole world is lacking whole lot of love and simple caring. Simple caring, yeah. Hold your head up, hold your
live. Get ready to switch over. Just remove the take button. And I think my mic is already on live. Hello, hello, hello. Let me just see here. Can you guys hear me over there? Huh? You can. So, my darling, you know, you did leave the mics open during this whole process, right? So I hope you all had a good earful. Luckily, I didn't cuss too bad about anybody, I don't think. Good morning. Terry Larson.
And Pete. And Pete, the tax guy here, had to heat up my coffee, folks.
Yeah, sorry. We're kind of discombobulated on this freezing morning. Oh, my gosh. It's too cold out there. I'm seeing a very dark screen here. What are you guys getting out of that? I know, but we shouldn't be blending into the black background like that.
Yeah, we normally do in our lives.
We do try to blend in, but not usually that well. You need to lighten up the contrast a little, if you would.
Hot coffee.
So, yeah, welcome. We're here with another wild and crazy day. It looks like Dr. John Parker's going to be coming back on our show somewhere near the end of the month. We've also got some other people lined up, and it's just been hard to get people to pin down with the issues with the fire and people not being in their normal places.
But we're getting back to yeah, it is. The screen is a little bit dark.
No, it's too dark. No, you didn't get it enough.
Almost a little bit more.
And you should drop your curtain, too, because you're supposed to be behind the scenes.
She is.
Yeah, but there.
There you go. That's
there
much
you go.
better.
Now that looks
It doesn't
a little
help
better.
that
You can tone it back a little bit more, but you definitely got it.
Doesn't help that you're wearing black.
Well, that's the
and
problem.
I'm gray.
Yeah.
Sorry,
We're wearing
folks.
dark colors to begin with.
We have bright colors underneath.
So we got to adjust for that. Okay, that looks great.
Good color
You can
tone.
see my hair now. My hair's not
Oh, you
black,
got a hat
so
on?
it shouldn't. When don't I have a hat on? See, you couldn't even see the hat, right?
Yeah.
It's a blue hat.
Anyway, let's
Black and blue.
not bore the people here. All one
They're
listener.
so used to being bored by us, though.
Well, we had interesting guests. We'd be all right.
Well, you know, you can't get people to come out when it's freezing cold at 9
Well,
o'clock
not
in
just
the
that.
morning,
As you
know.
said, the fires
But
have
it
really.
has been really difficult getting people to commit to dates.
Yeah.
We've had several people that have told us they want to come on, but they can't tell us when they can come on. So it does make a problem.
Including Sheriff Martin.
Including Sheriff Martin and other members of local government.
Yes.
So anybody who would like to come on our show is free to contact us and be happy to.
If you just want to ramble about nothing. Like
Well,
I
I don't want you rambling about nothing.
do. Well, I do.
I'm not spending my time listening to people ramble about nothing. You
Okay.
can do that because this is your show. But if we're going to have people come on, they have to have a good subject to talk about. They can't just ramble about nothing.
Okay.
That's not right.
Well, what's kind of interesting, the lake has been a very minimal issue these days.
Well, it's wintertime.
I
It's
know.
always minimal in the wintertime because the smells go away.
And except for the emergency ordinance for zoning being overturned, the Board of Supervisors has been very quiet.
Right.
They had no meeting yesterday at all, which is their
Yeah,
weekly,
their regular
non-working week of the
off
month.
week, yeah.
And let's see what else. Politically, it's kind of quiet right now, except for the Republican debate last night. So it's kind of quiet around the county. The fires are over,
Very.
so it's just the recovery of the fire.
And most people already know what to do to recover.
Yeah.
So.
So it's just not a lot
Yeah.
happening right now. So we can create our own excitement.
No, thank you.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't want any more excitement.
No more excitement, folks.
I can't do it anymore.
So we've got 3 hours of time to.
There's lots of good subjects to
Oh, yeah.
talk about. And don't forget, this is a call-in show, guys. So if you
Really?
do want to pipe in on any subject, please feel free to call 707-701.
Especially.
6029.
Sorry. I thought you already
Yes.
said that.
Especially, no, I had not.
701-6029?
Yes.
That is our number. Okay. Anyway, if you would like to comment on the Drug Task Force actions over the last week or so, you may call in on that and talk about that. And we've had some community meetings regarding the Office of Emergency Services. We can recap also.
Yeah, I want to thank them for doing those public meetings. I
Yes.
think that's a very, very positive thing that they have been doing. It makes perfect sense. It should have been done a long, long time ago. Thanks to Carol Hutchinson for having common sense and
Common sense.
yeah, he has common sense. She has common sense.
Yes.
She's been involved in government for a long time.
How come your picture's not there?
Because I'm not the person who's holding the cats.
Oh,
That's the one that went to Chico.
gotcha.
But did you see the new one?
Oh.
He's so happy.
We rescued a cat. Just to remind everybody that a young lady at university took back to
In
with her
Chico.
in Chico, and the cat is just
He's living in a townhouse with 4 college girls. That just says it itself.
yeah. I guess he
Yes.
parties a lot every weekend.
Yes, I want to wish all of our veterans a very happy Veterans Day and thank you for your service. My father served in World War II. Unfortunately, all his records were burned up in a fire that happened back in the 60s to one of the government storage buildings that had all the records from all
Yep.
the Army people in World War II. So I don't know much about his history there other than he was one of the liberators and he went into the prison camps
Right. That
and
must have
helped
been talk
release
about
people back into freedom. That
stress
was,
related.
It was very well. He died at 46
Yeah.
from alcoholism, and I think it had a lot to do with what he
Seeing
had to see
those-
in those
yeah.
places. And your dad had a very monumental part in the war as
Yeah,
well.
my father somehow weaseled himself into intelligence,
Oh, wow.
and he was a code breaker. And back then, you didn't have fancy computers. They did have a quote unquote basic computer before IBM decided to. I think it was Watson who developed it, but he did have some type of code breaker equipment, and so he was based in Melbourne, Australia, i.e., that's why I was born there, and had a team of code breakers, and they broke the code of the Japanese code, which led to the shooting and downing the plane that Admiral Yamamoto was, which helped turn the tide of the war.
Oh, fantastic.
So he also served, and I still have his mementos from, what's the name of the club for veterans? I'm sorry.
Oh, getting a little too much feedback. Yeah, so
VFW.
the VFW.
Yeah, he was president of the local chapter
Aw.
in Phoenix, Arizona, and I still have his hat and his mementos from when he passed on that. But and I found out today, the Veterans Day, I guess the Marine Corps is 240 years old.
Is it really?
Yes.
And it was created on Veterans Day?
Well, that's what the Today Show said. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but well, Veterans Day didn't exist 240 years ago. I don't think. Anyway, and do you know how the Marine Corps got established? Well, it doesn't have
It
to be.
was on the shores of Tripoli.
Oh, God. You remember that song? The halls of Montezuma
Oh
to
my
the
God,
shores
I
of
used to
Tripoli.
sing that song.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
Back in the olden days, centuries ago,
But depends on what century, if it's old or olden.
yeah, the British had Marines on their ships when they went to battle, and so the United States adopted their military philosophy, I guess. So the Marine Corps was established to be on Navy ships, and it's obviously progressed from there. So.
Well, our daughter said, "Thank you, current and past military friends. Your services are appreciated."
Aw.
So it says it's just signed us with a bunch of hearts. She's so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she got me the coolest gift. I'm gonna bring it out later for my birthday.
Yes, by the way, it was Terry's birthday.
Monday.
Monday.
And it was our intern Charlie's birthday too, and I was so surprised to see we had the same birthday. We're gonna go out and party
a
later.
little bit of an age difference, though.
A little bit. He was born in '96, and I won't say what decade I was born in, but it
Just
was
say
quite a
that-
few decades before that.
Just say her age is
He was-
decreasing
he
1
was
year at a
born
time.
the year we met.
Oh, Christ.
That's
You're
right.
right.
Yep.
You're too young, Charlie. Yeah.
Don't forget to turn that mic on too.
Oh, so anyway, we. That's French, isn't it? Oui. Okay.
It's also a word used to describe going to the bathroom.
That's why I said
you
French.
use that way too frequently.
That's coffee, folks. Nice and hot. Anyway, I took my wife. You know something? I'm going to be honest about this, folks. Having come from a five-star restaurant, growing up with my father, we had a restaurant called Larchmont Lodge. Larchmont's where the town I kind of grew up. And it was a five-star restaurant, French-American cuisine. And I was spoiled rotten. When we went out there, which I was allowed to go about once every 2-3 months, I'd be able to order lobster and all the fancy dishes that most people my age didn't even have a clue about. So I was spoiled rotten growing up. So I wanted to take my wife out for a nice birthday dinner. And I checked all the restaurants in Lake County. I'm not going to mention them by name, but all the nicer ones. And their menus really disappointed me. Now, if you go by their internet website, maybe they didn't have their full menu on there, but everything was meat, pork, meat, pork. And the fish dishes they had were strictly pasta, seafood. And we eat that a lot at home, so the last thing we want to do is eat pasta, seafood out. So it was a hard choice to make. And so we ended up at Twin Pines Casino again, which seems to be...
We always end up there.
But their restaurant...
They're consistently good, though.
Yeah, and their atmosphere there is quite nice.
Yes.
The staff there is good.
It's very soundproof from the casino.
And we got there
really nice.
on Sunday night about 8-ish, and by that time the dinner rush was over, so it was still people in the dining room, but it wasn't that mad rush and mass conversation happening, so it was very quiet, very relaxing. The food was good. I had the steak Diane, and they actually prepared it properly this time, well, for West Coast standards. And you had filet of sole encrusted?
Oh, they had a wonderful panko crusted sole. And I'm real picky about fish. I hate fishy tasting fish. I love ocean fish. I normally don't eat soles because I like thick steaks.
I'm not going to touch that.
And I'm not into shoes. But I like thick steak type fish like halibut or ahi or, mahi or something like
Swordfish.
that, swordfish. But I decided to try this because it sounded really good. It had a creamy ginger sauce over it. And it could either been really soft and mushy and yucky, or it could have been really, really good. And I have to say it was really, really good. And the portions there are just gigantic.
Yeah, you had to take
I had
over.
2 fillets like this, and I took half of it home and had it for dinner the next night.
Well, your appetite has decreased.
But it still would, that would have been a lot of food even with my previous appetite.
Yeah. Anyway, folks, it was a good dinner. It was very relaxing. After my wife finished what she could eat, she went out to the casino. In the meantime, I was finishing my dinner because I like to eat slow and enjoy the food.
And I got lucky, too. Yeah, I got to play for a couple hours and still came back with the money I went out with.
Right. And then she came back for coffee
And
dessert. And then she went
Triple
out
chocolate cake.
and played again. In the
Yes.
meantime, I had a nice
Lost
glass
the
of
money
wine.
that I had,
Yeah,
but not the money you gave me.
that's right.
Yes.
And I kicked back and relaxed. The server didn't care if I was there because there were plenty of tables still open. So I just kicked back and just enjoy the quiet music.
Oh, yes, and I got bombed by Jack, the food and beverage manager, who
Yeah.
sent the wait staff out with a birthday candle in my cake and singing happy birthday.
And the first thing you did was accuse me. You know how much I hate that. Why would I do that to you?
I was very grateful to him for thinking about me, but I do not really like that kind of stuff.
No.
But thank you, Jack. That was very sweet
Nah,
of you.
Jack's a good guy.
He is a good guy.
Could at least bought us dessert, though.
I was a little
Jeez.
surprised.
You know, come on, Jack.
At least me dessert. My dessert. Either way, it was a nice gesture.
It
and I
was very
appreciate
nice.
it.
And
He's a good man.
but I have a problem. This is my minor rant for the day, is that we're trying to develop tourist industry here. Besides just the wine visits, what do you call them? Wine tastings, and if we're going to attract people out of Napa and Sonoma to come up for the wine tasting, or to come up and look at our beautiful lake and our scenery and all that good stuff, it would be nice if we had a variety of menus at some of the restaurants.
Well, it's everybody serves the same thing. I mean, how do you differentiate yourself from everybody else
Well,
if you have the same menu that they all
right,
have?
well-
Salmon,
Yeah.
chicken, beef?
Meat.
mostly tri-tip,
No, I'm talking about different types of steak.
burgers.
Well, what bothers me, folks. It's nice to have a really good hamburger for your lunch menu, but really, and there's one restaurant, and I'm not going to name it in Upper Lake, that is really has a very good reputation, and on their dinner menu they got hamburgers.
People like hamburgers.
I
I'm
know,
sure
but-
they're just serving the public.
I guess. But if I'm going into a restaurant with that type of atmosphere, and entrees are $25 to $30, and they have a hamburger on the menu for $14 or $15, I don't think so. That's ridiculous. It was nice to have an early dinner menu, like from 3 to 6, to have that type of menu. But after that, you should have your normal variety of entrees, and we need that to develop not just local people, but people from out of town, especially in the summertime when they're coming up for fishing and other activities. So that's just my opinion. I just get tired of seeing the same menu over and over again. And I enjoy good food.
Well, I'm glad
You know that.
because I enjoy good food. And it helps if we both like good food because we end up going out to eat a lot.
Well, we don't.
But I do appreciate that. That was a lovely dinner, and it was quiet, and the atmosphere was good. The service was good. I just really think that a variety is the spice of life, and that's why I like going to the Manzanita restaurant. That is the name
That's
of the
it.
restaurant in Twin Pines Casino. And their prices are reasonable for a good quality meal. It's
Yeah.
what you would expect.
Yeah.
And the service is always good. I don't think we've ever had a bad server there.
No,
No.
they haven't.
And it doesn't smell like tobacco when you go in there. It has soundproofing. You don't
Right.
hear the machines
ching-chings.
going off, and it's just an overall really pleasant experience.
Yeah.
The hardest part is going from inside the casino front door to the restaurant because you have to kind of get yourself. Yes,
Shove over
I'm
the right.
slouching
There you go.
because you have to get yourself over to the restaurant. You have to walk through all the smoke-filled
Yeah.
casino.
Well,
That's the only thing.
right.
That's,
The only
they should
thing-
have a separate entrance.
Yeah, the other thing that's disappointing is that the casinos around the county and slightly into Mendocino used to have nice buffets. And now they're just gone to hell in a handbasket. The one on Hopland, how do you pronounce that one?
Oh yeah, Chocowa.
Skitshu or
Chocowa.
Chickawa. They used to have a really nice seafood buffet on Friday nights, Saturday nights. And they had Dungeness crab, they had shrimp, they had mussels and clams. I mean, it was really good. And it was worth the money. And even the drive over the dangerous Hopland Road. They discontinued it. And so I would like to see one of the casinos open up a really good seafood buffet and charge what you need to charge. $25, $30, I don't care. It is nice to have some variety. And I don't see it. So that's my little
No,
rant.
I agree. I think there's a big gap for restaurateurs, an opportunity to come and fill that gap with some good quality variety of food.
Absolutely. And I still
The
say,
specials of the day, and that was the thing that I like about Twin Pines. They have 5 or 6 different specials of the day in addition to a very well thought out menu.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think that if our tourism director, do we have a tourism director? I know we have an economic development manager. So is our tourism strictly based on the chamber, the county chamber of commerce?
Yeah, they're handling all the tourism for the county.
Which is stupid,
From
but
what I
that's beside the point.
understand, that was the last report
Right.
I had.
Anyway, since they're so close to the wine industry, I mean, let's face it, that's what they cater to.
Yeah.
Why don't they use their brain power and their experience and knowledge and look at alternative ways to continually develop the wine industry, since that seems to be the mainstay of the promotion here, even though it does not produce a lot of jobs. We've gone down that road before. And tie the wine tastings into the different restaurants here. So one month, the winery having to meet, have some type of arrangement with Park Place. The next month, have something with one of the casino restaurants.
Well, we've been saying that for years.
I know, but no one listens to us.
This is
I don't understand why. I mean, we're kind of smart. But, there's more than one way to develop our economy here. besides just wine tasting rooms. Because I don't know about you folks, but after you do 3 or 4 wine tastings during the course of the year, it's boring. You can only drink so much of the same wine at wine tastings. So there's alternative ways to continue promoting the wine industry and yet promote some other economic businesses in the county.
Right.
What? Okay, hang on. Let me put
New
my glasses
Starbucks
on.
cup, but now comes in blue with a Hanukkah.
Of course, he would say that. And I don't mean that disrespectfully either.
No, it's a joke. Somebody said problem solved. This whole controversy about the Starbucks cups is just ridiculous.
It is, folks.
It's actually a huge marketing ploy. By
Yeah,
the
it is.
company
I mean, look at the
to get
publicity
them-
it's getting.
Yeah, to get them mentioned by every media outlet
Including
in the
us.
world. Yeah, including us.
If you guys
But
don't know,
that coffee shop with the red cups
can we mention the name?
that has a picture of a pagan goddess on the front of it that really is the epitome of representation of Christmas, since Christmas originally was a pagan holiday.
Okay, so I'm going to mention the name. Starbucks came out with
Oh, you're so bad.
I know, came out with a red coffee cup, and people started getting. It's like, well, you guys don't like Christmas. Why just have a red cup instead of Merry Christmas? And they replied back, well, we want our customers to write their own holiday greeting on their own coffee cup, and that's why we did it in red. Which, let's face it,
Stupid.
if we're
Come on,
no,
it's
hang on,
stupid. Stupid.
it's a non-biased
stupid.
religious way of communicating the happy holidays. So if you're Jewish,
And it's stupid.
okay.
Sorry.
Well, what did Trump say
I mean,
about that?
it sounds to me like it's just an excuse
For what?
for having a plain coffee cup.
Well, if you were Jewish, would you
They're
be
under
offended?
no obligation to decorate their coffee cups under Christmas, Hanukkah,
Well, so
or
I agree
anybody.
with you. I agree.
So what's the point? Why make a big deal over a stupid cup just because it doesn't have a Christmas decoration on it? I mean, seriously.
No, I agree.
It is one of the dumbest arguments I've ever heard. Now Donald Trump is saying boycott Starbucks.
And he, quote, has the largest Starbucks volume-wise because it's in his Trump tower. I can imagine the rent they must pay.
Turn on your microphone.
Turn your microphone on.
Okay, I got to turn you up then.
Yes, it has.
Say it again.
Every Christmas they go red. This is just the first year we've publicized it.
There you go.
It's not the fact that they're red. It's the fact that there's no Christmas decoration. Usually they put little snowflakes or other
Okay.
stuff on it. It's always been a red cup, but there's no decorating this time.
Okay.
And that's what people are upset about. Now, is that not the stupidest thing? I mean,
Aren't there
seriously.
more important things to be upset about?
By the way, that's Heidi Larson, no relation. Who's here?
Yeah, it is. Same spelling, right?
Well, we figured we're related somewhere down the line because both of my family and hers came from Illinois, so
really?
there probably is a
Wait, what do you mean
link.
your family came from Illinois?
My dad was from Elmhurst, which is
I didn't know
outside
that.
of Chicago. Yeah.
I know where Elmhurst is.
Oh, okay.
I
know
didn't
that.
realize that.
Yeah.
I knew the other
Yeah, they had a candy store there. My grandmother was a candy maker.
licorice.
No, she did chocolates and stuff.
Oh, no wonder. You like chocolates.
Well, no wonder we
It's-
have this hereditary stomach problem.
Not me. Hey, folks
And
out
she
there,
was very heavy until like a couple years before she passed.
I am, and I'm going to admit this, I am going to be 64 in March. God, I don't feel it though. And I need a diet that will allow me to gain weight.
Because he's not.
'Cause
I keep trying to stuff him, and it's not happening.
I weigh 120 pounds, which prior to the summertime I was at 135. So I need someone to come up with a really high carbohydrate.
And he and I are like Jack Sprat and his wife. Only I'm the one that can't eat any fat, and he's the one that has to eat the fat.
Well-
And he doesn't get enough of it because I can't cook it because
Right.
I can't eat it either, and I'd have to cook 2 separate meals.
And that's not worth it.
It's just
So I need to
Too-
figure out how to gain some weight here because it's scary.
yes, it's
Yes. Anyway, so
very scary.
so that was our kind of sort of weekend. However, we did accomplish something this weekend. We finally got our bedroom reasonably organized. We got our minimal, minor,
Yeah, we
small
cleared out a lot of junk
closet somewhat organized.
and got room for the puppy dog who sleeps in it.
And we had our suite off our bedroom somewhat organized.
Yes, our
So
master
now I'm
suite.
not tripping over clothes
It
and
feels a
shoes.
little better,
and
huh?
Yeah, it does. It
Good.
does. I get very claustrophobic when I'm in a
And
house
we
that
have a
has.
small house. I mean, tiny house people wouldn't think it's that small. It's 1,200 square feet, but it's still pretty small for.
It's okay for two people, but you got to be
Yeah,
organized.
but
You can't.
Yeah, you really have to have just two people living there. It's
Well, two people,
very
two
tight.
dogs, 4 cats, plus our visiting
well, if
cats.
you add any more humans, then you really got a problem.
Right. That's why we don't have people wanting to come over.
Of course not.
They tripping over. By the way, folks, I gotta have to. This is something a good story and potentially could be a sad story for me. We have a cat that we rescued. He is a long hair orange tabby,
We
and
named him Buddy because
yeah.
he's just a friendly little.
and
guy.
he's an older cat. He has
He has feline HIV.
Right.
But I really don't want to talk about the details.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
But the bottom line is, we're not sure if we're going to be able to keep him. We're going to find out today, hopefully, if we can. And if we can, then Pete can tell the story. I'd prefer to wait until
He's
find
just
out what his
a nice
outcome
little
is.
kitty cat.
He's just the sweetest guy, though, and
And
we're
so
very
mellow.
happy to have him in our home. That's
Yes.
all I can say.
Yes.
Yeah, poor kitty. I know.
Oh. Anyway,
Well, some people think about animals differently than we do.
that's for sure.
To some people, an animal is meant to be outside. An animal like cat or dog, they're not meant to be part of your family. They're not meant to sit in your lap and
Tell that to
hang out with
Jenkins.
you all day. I mean, we're just different. We like to include animals in our
Yeah.
family.
They bring such a joy and stress
Well, it's
relief.
such unconditional love.
Yes.
That's the thing. And when you look at our other cat that we've adopted, well, we're fostering.
Yes.
Her name was Cinder that Amanda gave her. Amanda's our cat trapper that's working up in Anderson Springs, and her ranch, Dancing Gypsy Ranch, is being set up as a harboring place for the cats that were considered feral in Anderson Springs. So they have a place to come for food and everything else because there's not much left up there. Anyway, she named this cat Cinder. It was one of the first cats we trapped up in, well, it was the first one we caught in Anderson Springs. We were looking for this guy's cat named Blue, which we did end up catching it
Right.
and reuniting them. It was one of our greatest success stories. And so we caught this girl. She had singed whiskers. She had matted hair. She had burned paws. And she was just in terrible shape. She was probably less than 5 pounds at that point, probably near starving. She was so exhausted when we put her in the cat carrier that she didn't mind that I was petting her, so I thought she was somewhat tame. The next day, she tried to swat me, but she didn't have her claws out, and she didn't really bite at me, but she was not being nice. So we took her down to animal control, as was our policy at that time, because she was a fire cat and people were looking for them, so that was our centralized location to take them. A gentleman identified her as a community cat and said that he would like to take her, but that he does not have a place to keep her. So we let her stay there at animal control until the very last day, and nobody claimed her, no one else adopted her, so I adopted her. So I'm not going to let her go, into the wild feral population that they just don't know because of her health. So when I got her back, she was only 5.5 pounds, and we took her up to Amanda's, and she was still living in a cage, and she'd been in a cage since October 12th. This was October 29th, so a few weeks she'd had been in this little cage. And knowing how she was not healthy or anything, I said, no, we're not going to let her stay up there. It's going to get cold. She's going to be outside in this cage. It's not right. So we took her in. And we had a little small room in our house that we weren't using. So that now has become Cinder's room. Only now her name is Cinderella because she is such a little princess that she is running that room. And we have been through a long, long process of getting that cat to come out of her shell. She has been so traumatized and terrorized. I originally had to, she would let me pet her, but then she would attack me with claws and biting me. And so I decided to wear heavy work gloves, which her claws and teeth won't get through. And that had proven to be very successful. I was able to pet her, and she started warming up. The first day that she actually let me pet her, she literally melted in my hands. It was like, oh, somebody's loving on me. Oh. She put her head down on the floor, and she just melted. And then she attacked me.
Split personality.
Yeah. She doesn't really know how to deal with this whole love thing, you know. So since that time, and she's been there, what, about 2 weeks now?
Yeah.
I've been using these real heavy-duty work gloves, and I just started petting her, and she started realizing, oh, this person really likes me and doesn't want to hurt me, and started warming up to me. But every now and then, she'll still turn around and attack me. So now I've got her to the point, because she was hiding behind the couch. Now when I call her, she comes out from behind the couch, and she'll walk in front of me and rub against me, and then she goes to eat. That's like her way of showing me that she is not really there for me, of course.
Of course.
She's there just to get the food, but if I happen to be there, it's okay. And if she's sitting on the couch in the room, she will let me sit next to her, and she will let me pet her, but she's one of these cats that likes to play a little bit, but also incorporates the claws and teeth into the love process. So she'll give me little love bites. She doesn't really bite hard.
It's like Flash.
Yeah, and then she'll get her claws out every now and then. So I have to be very careful with her, but she's gotten much better, and it's been so gratifying to see this poor little tortured thing coming out of her shell. And last night, she hit me kind of hard, and I popped her on her paw back, and she went...
Well,
and
that was
she
kind
was,
of late
like,
in the
all
evening,
mad.
so maybe she was sleeping
Well, I
and you bothered
think,
her.
I think it's one of those things where she has time for me, but she only has a specific
Right.
amount of time, and when that time's over, pop, I get the pop. And so this morning, I just gave her, she was hiding by the couch, and she let me walk up to her, and I bent over and just scratched her head a little, and she was fine, and I left her alone.
That's cool.
Yeah, so she's learning how to get socialized, and I'm hoping that by the time this gentleman's actually ready to have her, because I prefer she stay indoors because of her paws.
Right.
They say the paws and the whiskers never really heal, so those cats that have had the burned paws have to stay indoors. And
So let me interrupt you,
yes.
which I'll do all the time.
What else is new?
Don't you have kitty cats still needed to be adopted?
Yes,
So-
we have several. What I need to do is I need to put all the pictures on a stick, but I'd like everybody, so we can show them here.
Talk about it.
But I'd like everybody to please go to our Facebook page. It's called South Lake County Valley Fire Cat Trappers. And if you go to the different albums, there's an album for each area that we've got traps set out. And it'll tell you which ones are still available for adoption. I'm going to make a page. We have 3 available right now that really seriously need to have a home as soon as possible. All 3 of them are very sweet. One of them is a huge lover. She's just so loving and loves people. We think it's her brother. He is not as friendly, but he will warm up to you, and we'd like them to stay together because they've been best friends for life. The other one, and they're both gray tabbies. One's long hair, one's short hair. They have little white feet, and they're just adorable. The other one is black. He's a tuxedo cat with white feet, but he has the cutest little, it looks like a smiley face right under his chin, a little white half circle that just looks like a little smile. And we call him Shy Guy because he's very shy, but again, he will warm up to you. All these cats are going to be very nice, loving cats. They just need to spend time with their humans and be able to have a home of their own. And it's going to be really nice
Yeah.
if we can get them a place.
So if you're looking for some company, these cats are actually will warm your heart.
they are, and they're
provide you
so
some company.
cute. Oh my gosh, I wish I had the pictures on a stick. I'd love to show them because they're just so darn cute.
Yeah. So if you want to rescue an
And
animal,
sweet.
we'd obviously be very appreciative. A lot of them have foster homes, like we just described.
Right. And
And-
that home has a deadline of December 22nd.
Yeah.
So just before Christmas, we need to have somebody lined up, at least if they can't take them right now, to take them by that time, at the very least.
Make a nice Christmas present.
Oh my gosh, a lovely kitty that's going to love you forever for saving it.
Yeah, for those of you who have young children or grandchildren, give them a nice kitty cat for their Christmas.
And these are grown too, so they're not going to be a
Yeah,
pain.
you don't have to break them in.
They know how to use a cat box. They're used to being indoors now. They don't complain. You know, if you want an indoor cat, which, in my opinion, that's the best cat to have is an indoor cat.
Absolutely.
Because outdoor cats get feline leukemia, feline HIV, and other
D-
other diseases that they can pass on to your other cats that may also be indoor or outdoor. It's just not a good thing. They
and it's
fight.
getting chilly out. And
Yeah, it's cold out
rainy.
there. Keep your cats inside.
Absolutely.
They'll appreciate you a lot more if you do. So yeah. What else is new?
What else is new?
What else is new?
Let me see what I got in my notes here. This is what I do every Tuesday night, folks, is put some stuff together so we don't sit here like bumps on the
He's
log.
the man.
And it's not all local sometimes. Sometimes it's regional, national, which I think might be of interest. Terry mentioned a few minutes ago, or the beginning of the show. What? Never mind.
Just a comment on Phil's story, which we'll get into later.
Okay. My wife,
I
the
would
love
be a
of-
she.
the love of my life,
Last time I
my
checked.
best friend, my soulmate,
Aw.
the person that hits me all the time when I make screw us up, and that's
I don't hate you.
no, that's
I
not
am not a
fi-
husband
not,
abuser, guys.
not physically.
Don't even go there.
I'm sorry, I apologize. We do have our
People take that stuff
we have our
seriously.
disagreements
And
occasionally.
they already think that I bully you.
Well, I got them. Folks,
You
let me
do that to yourself. Don't try to blame that on me.
folks, you ever wake up in the morning with bruises and scratches on your body? It's not my wife, because I joke about it, but it's not my wife. It's either myself in the middle of the night just using my hands,
I think it's the cats.
or it's the
Some
kitty
of the cats
cats,
come into bed.
or we have poltergeist.
Yeah,
who
not
are
good.
trying to
Well, we do have
abuse me.
ghosts that follow us everywhere.
Yeah,
so
well,
that could be-
our house is
You
on
might
some
have ticked one of them off.
on Native American land.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Isn't everybody's?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, if you're not aware of this, the Recovery Task Force, which is part of the EOS now, and other agencies. Let me put my glasses on so I don't make a mistake. They're holding public meetings every Tuesday evening.
Yes, this is very
This
good.
is open to the public so you can get updated on the recovery efforts around the county and how it may impact you personally. So Lake County Valley Fire Recovery Task Force, that's a lot of words, holds meetings every Tuesday evening at 6 o'clock p.m., that's in the evening, at the Twin Pine Casino Event Center. That's the one with the big tent. And obviously that's in Middletown, about a mile outside of Middletown towards the mountain. It is in partnership with local, state, and federal and tribal representatives. They're working together to provide comprehensive services to aid in the recovery of Valley Fire survivors and Lake County residents. The group was convened at the end of September, immediately following a deactivation of the Emergency Operations Center. Carol Hutchinson, Lake County Director of Social Services, is leading the task force. And you can go to www.lakecountyrecovers.com and you'll see the latest meeting notes posted there. So if you can't attend the meeting for whatever reason, you can go there and read the minutes of the meeting and find out if there's anything pertinent to you personally or to your area. So highly recommend that if you can't make the Tuesday meetings. And I give kudos to Lake County and to Ms. Hutchinson
Yeah,
to
she's
do
doing
this on
good
a
job.
regular basis because it takes a lot of time and effort,
It does, and we really appreciate that.
especially going up and down, depending upon where you live.
Well, yeah, and where's it being held this time?
It's always at Twin Pine Casino.
Oh, it's always going to be at Twin Pines.
So, folks,
I thought they were going to do some in Cobb. too.
So if you're at Twin Pines Casino Tuesday evening, go ahead to the Mendocino. No.
That's Senior Day.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
You get senior discounts.
Double points and triple points.
And on Monday and Wednesday, they get prime rib dinners for $11.99.
Hey,
Hey, sorry.
stop giving them a free advertising.
Yeah, they didn't even buy us
Jeez.
dessert.
That's right. At least Upper Lake offered to buy us dinner.
That's true. We went to Running Creek Casino.
Yeah, that was so nice.
I can't even remember. I think it was
Just
for you.
happened to run into the marketing director there.
Yeah, I can't remember what for, but I think it was our anniversary.
Oh, our previous anniversary. We have two every
Yeah.
year.
Anyway, and we went to the restaurant. It was good, a little bit disappointing
Food
to a
was
certain
good, but we
extent.
weren't thrilled with it.
So on our way out, we were kind of, she was gambling and I was kind of sitting.
One of the suits stopped us.
Yes, and I thought, oh God, here we go again, undercover cop. And he was the brand new marketing director.
Casinos don't use
Yeah, they did.
undercover cops in suits. No, it's the other way, the other direction, the suits.
Can we say
Not
paranoid?
that casino would
No.
be like that.
Anyway, he came up to us and said, "How you doing? How do you enjoy your experience?" And we kind of explained. We said, "Well, I'm the marketing director, so here's my business card. Next time you come up, we'll buy you dinner." And that's the way people are supposed to be treated if
Right.
you're not quite satisfied with
I want to
the
feel
thing.
special.
I'm Bethel.
Special. I spend my money there, and I lose my money there.
Yeah, so it was a nice gesture.
Their slots are not as loose as Twin Pines. Here.
No, but they have a nice atmosphere up there.
They do.
They
I
have
like the restaurant. I
They
do.
separate their bar from the restaurant, so you can sit down at the bar, watch the football games or whatever sporting events on. Don't think they'd have the Republican debate though.
No.
No, that was on a weird station.
I wish we could have got it. It would have been nice to see
It was online. I watched the preliminary debate.
Oh. Why didn't we watch it online?
I
needed a good laugh last night. That
we
would have
got
been nice.
we got sidetracked with dinner.
Yes, we did. It was
Yes.
very good, by the way.
Eh,
Thank you.
you didn't like it.
I did too.
No, you didn't.
Don't tell me that.
You did not like it because we lost I poached salmon. I get tired of eating the same salmon over and over again. We grill it, blah blah blah.
It's just not my favorite way of eating fish.
So I poached it,
It's nothing
and
wrong with it. It
I
just
know.
wasn't my way of eating
but
fish.
it
I
lost
like
its.
to taste the flavor.
Yeah, you want the.
Poaching
We had a.
takes the flavor out.
Yeah, we had a help me here. The type of sauce that was on it.
Chipotle.
Chipotle
Yeah,
sauce
and
on
I
it.
couldn't even taste it.
And
after
I
the
added
poaching
garlic and pepper and salt and all the spices, and it still tasted bland.
because you poached it.
Yeah, but I used to have.
Steam waters down the sauce.
But
you
I
can't
had-
do that with something already.
I
has
may
the
have added a
sauce.
little bit too much
You're
water.
supposed to put the sauce after you poach it.
Well, I had some wine in the water to get that little small aroma going.
Didn't help.
I
Nice
screwed it
try.
up. I screwed it up.
It was still good. It just wasn't what I was
Leftover
expecting.
couscous, and then we ran out of butter, so I got some olive oil
Yeah, that worked.
and got
That's
the
fine.
bread and put the bread into soak the olive oil into the bread, and then put some cheese on top, put it underneath the broiler.
And you were so nice to do that because I had a busy day yesterday. I had to go see a dentist.
But
and
then I had
may
yeah.
have noticed I'm missing a tooth on my
Don't
bone.
say that.
But they've probably already noticed. I'm probably going, well, she lives in Clear
Well,
Lake.
I'm
no
looking
wonder.
at the picture. Let me see. I don't see it on camera. Ooh,
Toothless
I'm
and
the ruthless one.
There you go. Anyway,
Anyway,
it's old. It's old age causes it, and so I have to get that dealt with. So I had my first meeting yesterday with the implant dentist, and it's going to be quite a process.
and I take all donations.
Yes, we are looking. We're going to start a GoFundMe account
Yeah.
for my teeth.
Ain't cheap, folks.
One time,
Now-
get it done one time. We'll never
But
pay
you know,
for it
if we
again.
still lived in Arizona, we could go
We'd to
across the
Mexico.
border.
Oh, I'm not going to Mexico.
No,
for
they got some real.
implants.
There's one dentist down there in Abogados. Is that how you pronounce
yeah.
it? That actually was trained at Berkeley,
They have probably got more than one.
and they have the latest equipment. That so is actually more modern than some of the dentist practices in the United States.
Whatever. Well, no, I'm not doing my teeth in Mexico. Not the type of work I need because I'm special
Well, that's
needs.
what they do.
I'm special needs because I'm allergic to Novocaine. That's why
Oh.
my teeth are so bad.
That could be part of
Because
it.
I haven't had dental work done in years because of my allergy. And the problem that I'm facing now is that there is no way to test to see if I am going to be allergic to other painkillers that they may want to use. So we're still trying to find an allergist or an anesthesiologist that's willing to give me a test to see if I'm going to be allergic to whatever they want to use on me.
Well, I got some.
So it makes a big problem. That's why my teeth are bad.
Yeah, I got some ideas, but they pretend to be not like it.
Sledgehammer into the head.
No,
Upside the head.
other forms of alternative medicine.
Okay, whatever.
Okay.
There's nothing that will not help. I know what you're thinking, and it will not help. This kind of pain, you can't get past
Well, laughing gas.
that. They'll have to knock me out. Yeah, but
Well,
that-
you know, when I
they
had
still say they use it even when they knock me out.
when I had a root canal many, many moons
Many,
ago.
many.
I don't like dentists. They literally knocked me out. So I had no pain.
Lucky you. Well, they did that for an extraction I had.
Yeah.
Remember in Mesa?
Yeah. So,
But that was not a pleasant experience either.
no. Well, I just don't like dentists.
Anyway, so yeah, that was my day yesterday. So he was kind enough to cook dinner.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You've been so good to me this week. So, big event coming up this weekend on November 15th. The Lake County Fire Recovery Blues Benefit is going to be happening from 3 to 7 p.m. at Twin Pine Casino Event Center, 22223 Highway 29 in Middletown. Their general admission tickets are $25. Firefighters are $20 with an ID. Appetizers and $5 free play by
Oh,
Twin
that
Pine
brings you
Casino
there.
is included in the ticket price. No host bar and silent auction as well. And performers include David Neft, Bill Notman
cool.
and the Rockets, and they also will have Anthony Paul Band from the Bay Area, featuring guests Steve Willis and Alvin Johnson from 5 to 7 p.m. International artist Alvin Johnson is known locally for his exciting performances at the Blue Wing Blues Festival
Easy for you to
and
say.
the Catfish Blues Festival. And Steve Willis plays harmonica, keyboards, and accordion with the Elvin Bishop Band. Oh, I know Steve. I met him up at Hoburg's. And S.C. Willis and the Willing. Anthony Paul has played the Sober Race Theater and Blue Wing Blues Festival with Nancy Wright and the Rhythm and Roots Band. His band with Philadelphia soul singer Frankie Bay is currently nominated for 2 Grammys. Wow. That's going to be a great show. Proceeds will go to the Salvation Army in Clear Lake, which is a great way for the money to be spread back to the fire victims. They're located at 14420 Lakeshore Drive in Clear Lake. Following the recent Lake County fires, the Salvation Army was instrumental in providing meals and gift cards to survivors. Gift cards are still available during office hours, and their hours are Monday and Wednesday at 1 to 3 p.m., Tuesday and Thursday from 10 to 3 p.m., and Fridays by appointment only. You can call 995-1128 for appointments. The Salvation Army plans to hold an early Christmas dinner for the Valley Fire survivors so they can distribute gift cards before the holidays. They're so good. I love Yolanda. She's just a wonderful person.
I'd like to know why our other blues band's not involved.
I don't know. You have to ask him. The November 15th Blues Benefit is presented by Highland Senior Center in Clear Lake, which served as an evacuation center during the Valley Fire. Director Joyce Overton says that the Highland Senior Center Service Center serves over 30,000 meals a year to seniors in the community. Other sponsors include the Clear Lake Youth Center, which provides activities to youth and adults. The Time Bank of Thrive Lake County is staffing the event with Time Bank members. And Pop Booth of the show Lost Treasures on KPFC will MC the concert, and you can get more information on Facebook at Lake County Fire Recovery Blues Benefit or call 278-7126. So thanks to Tina Lewis for that information. It sounds like a great time. Make sure you don't miss it, because I'll come and get you if you do. You don't
When
want
is
to
it?
take me off.
For this Friday?
Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday. How come Al Roker hasn't come to our part of California?
Did they come? Did he go to California?
He's been traveling around. Yeah, he's already been
I think he
through
was in
the
the-
West and
I
everything.
think he
but
went to the
didn't come
Bay
here.
Area, wasn't
I guess.
he? Yeah. I think he should come to Lake County.
That's what I just said. I mean, he's a weatherman, and it's weather that caused these fires, and kind of a good opportunity. It's also a good opportunity to take a break.
Thank you. I need to heat up my coffee.
Okay, so we're going to be back after this music and a short message.
From
So-
our sponsor?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're our
right.
sponsors. And I just want to remind everybody that you are on Lake County Magazine with Terry,
And Pete.
and we'll be back after this.
Sitting on the front porch in the cool moonlight, listening to a coyote calling just out of sight. It's all the song that mountain sings almost every night. It's a superstition state of mind. When you sit there looking at her, something happens hands to your head. She can lift your heart and spirit, son. She can heal your body dead. Fill you up with golden dreams of what you hope to find in a superstition state of mind. I've seen rainbows dance across the canyons, seen the sunsets glowing in her face. If a double shot of blue sky's what you're needing, friend, believe me, I know just the place. And we'll be sitting on the front porch in the blue moonlight, listening to a coyote call just out of sight. It's all the song that mountain sings almost every night. It's a superstition state of mind. She'll work you till you're worn and tired. She can give you wealth untold. When the storm clouds gather round her, she's a mighty hard horse to hold. Still there's something in her magic there that makes a man unwind in a superstition state of mind. I've seen rainbows dance across the canyons, seen the sunsets glowing in her face. If a double shot of blue sky's what you're needing, friend, believe me, I know just the place. We'll be sitting on the front porch in the blue moonlight.
Dedicated to all spiritual activists, truth seekers, and peaceful warriors worldwide.
I regard myself as a soldier, though a soldier of peace.
Once upon a time, not long ago, there was a boy who would grow and become a great soul. He lived in India and his name was Gandhi. He believed in human rights and he fought for equality. He felt so strongly that he trained himself, cause he realized first he'd have to change himself. He changed his clothes and decided to walk. Some days he practiced silence and refused to talk. When he was young, he studied to be a lawyer, and then he became a great spiritual warrior. He read from the scriptures of every religion and came to the realization that we're all God's children. Because he understood that we're all equal, he became a spokesman for the people, a karma yogi devoted to service, to spread truth and peace was his purpose. You gotta be the change that you wanna see in the world. Be the change, just like Gandhi. Be the change that you wanna see in the world, just like Gandhi. Gandhi dedicated his life to the cause, even when it meant breaking unjust laws. He often faced prison and incarceration, but that only strengthened his determination. He said he would make every sacrifice, but that he would never kill or take a life. He used his heart instead of his fist, and he taught non-violence as the way to resist. A peaceful soldier who used his mind to fight for the rights of humankind, but not just people, animals too. In his basic teaching, God is truth. He joined Muslims, Sikhs, and Hindus, Christians, Buddhists, Jains, and Jews. All the many paths that lead into the light that shines bright inside of me and you. You gotta be the change that you wanna see in the world. Be the change, just like Gandhi. Be the change that you wanna see in the world, just like Gandhi. Be the change that you wanna see in the world. Be the change, just like Gandhi. Be the change that you wanna see in the world, just like Gandhi. Gandhi taught an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind, and it takes more strength and faith to be kind. With that in mind, Gandhi took a stand against the foreign occupation of his land. When things got violent, Gandhi would fast, not eating for days until the riots would pass. But the biggest event that made the British halt is when Gandhi G decided to harvest salt. The British Empire installed a salt tax, and stealing salt was an unlawful act. So Gandhi and his peeps took to the streets, 10,000 deep. they marched to the beach. But when they arrived, they were beaten with clubs. But they didn't fight back, instead they chose love. The foreign military realized they were wrong and eventually decided to go back home. You see, Gandhi G was a very great leader, but before all that, he was shy and meager. As a young child, he was just like you and me before he became Mahatma Gandhi. The word Mahatma, it means great soul, and it's inside of us just waiting to unfold. If you follow your heart and act real bold, next time it'll be your story that's told. You gotta be the change that you wanna see in the world, the change, just like Gandhi. Be the change that you wanna see in the world, just like Gandhi. Be the change that you wanna see in the world, the change, just like Gandhi. Be the change that you wanna see in the world, just like Gandhi. Be the change that you wanna see in the world, the change, just like Gandhi. Be the change that you wanna see in the world, just like Gandhi. Be the change that you wanna see in the world, the change, just like Gandhi. Be the change that you wanna see in the world, just like Gandhi.
I regard myself as a soldier, though a soldier of peace.
Here we go. Be the change. That's Mahatma Gandhi and my good buddy MC Yogi.
You sure?
My good buddy whose name I can't remember. Okay, Pete, talk to me.
Talk, talk, talk.
Yes.
I don't hear me.
I hear you.
Do you?
Yeah, you're right there.
There we go. Now it's
Okay.
better. Okay.
Let me hear somebody from the peanut gallery.
That's you guys.
Hello.
Yes. Again?
Gotcha. Testing 2-2.
Yeah, you need to be closer because it's kind of far.
Testing 2-2-2. Can you
Okey
hear
dokey.
us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Testing.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, it's just the little soft,
The manly voice.
soft little voice versus the manly voice.
Project, I think.
So I have to show off. What? I didn't even get next to you. Oh, the chair hit you? Huh? Say what?
What?
I can use my manly voice.
There you
There you go. It looks like you have laryngitis.
So I want to show off the lovely gift that our daughter Jamila gave me for my birthday present. This
That's
is
weird.
An old school, fantastic little record player. Even comes with a 45 insert.
Really?
Yes.
You have some, don't you?
Oh my God, yeah. I got a ton of 45s I never get to listen to because I don't have the insert.
Is it battery operated?
No, it's got a little power plug.
Oh, okay.
And it's digital. So, I mean,
And a new needle.
that's the problem with my turntable now. I don't do a lot of my vinyl. So, I mean, how cool is that? Look at that. It's even got a soft drop down on the needle. So, thank you, Jamila. I'm really excited that you have. Can you hold that up so people can see what it's called in case somebody wants one?
Oh, God. You're asking me to do work here.
Oh, please. So, yeah.
Well, either way, both
Yeah,
the
it's
same.
same size. Anyway, that's what it is. It's called a cruiser, and you can't really see the color well. It looks gray
It's a
here
cross
because
lead.
the color's not quite on.
No, that's about right.
No, this is green, dear, not gray.
Oh,
So our color's a little
that's
off
all right.
today.
Let's not mess with it.
Anyway, yeah, so I was like really impressed that she thought about this because she knows I love my vinyl, and this makes it really, really easy to just kind of carry my vinyl and my little turntable along with me and make a party anywhere I go. Woohoo! Thank you,
Whoopee.
Jamila.
By the way, talking about our daughter,
Yes,
last night
yes.
she Facebooked you
Skyped. We
and said, "Can we Skype?" And I'm like, "Oh
Yes.
Christ, what's she want
I
now?"
was so excited.
But I downloaded the new Skype and we got it running. And actually, it's the first time that when I've used Skype, it actually was a good picture. It was no buffering, minimal, and it actually worked. The old version,
Amazing,
it
huh?
just wasn't a good quality. I remember trying to
Amazing.
Skype with my friend in Australia, and it was just a horrible performance. It kept on getting cut
sorry.
off, blah blah blah.
Yeah, well, the
Oh,
connections
it has audio jacks.
weren't good. Yeah, so I can run this right into the mixer.
Cool.
The only thing I was just you know, Facebook knows way too much about me. As I'm looking at the ads on the side, here's the little mini turntables.
Well, tell
over
me
there.
about it. When I
These guys have Bluetooth.
no, mine are white.
These.
Oh, this really?
But this one doesn't. I think the other model.
Oh.
It's another model, different
Yeah.
brand. But of course, Groupon has a Groupon on it. But what a cool idea. Thanks, Jamila.
Yeah, it was. Anyway, we were Skyping last night, and she had very little makeup on. She was absolutely gorgeous. My little girl, who's no longer a little
She
girl.
is gorgeous. I mean, I hate to brag, but I do good work. All my kids are gorgeous, let's face it.
It's Lovelace's birthday today.
Huh?
Lovelace's
Oh.
birthday today.
I don't know Lovelace.
Oh, never mind.
Well, he's
Never
one
mind.
of those mystery Facebook friends.
Yes.
So happy birthday to Lovelace. That's all I can say.
So, so anyway, she was at home. Well, no, she was at a visitor's house. She lives in Scottsdale, Arizona, and in the downtown district. And she had a big glass of wine.
Yeah, oh, she had a half a glass in a
A
nice
big
wine
glass
tumbler,
of wine.
the way any young adult would do.
Yeah.
Was not a full glass of wine.
Yeah, and she bought the cheap stuff. And she has much better palate than that, but I guess it was cheap, so she could afford it.
She's 25 years old, 26.
Yeah. Bless you. Bless you. Anyway, before we get any deep subjects, I would like to put a plug in for my practice. May I?
Yes, of course.
Okay. It is now November
This is not
11th.
KPFZ.
Oh. No, it's not.
You can say what you want about your
Okay.
business.
Anyways, November 11th, folks, and using my services or using your tax professional, you have approximately 6 weeks, actually less, to do some last-minute tax planning. And I have a couple of clients that I need to get in touch with because we need to implement some 401k profit-sharing plans, some other avenues to reduce the tax liability, yet keep the money in your own pocket. So if you are self-employed or a salary person and you think you're paying too much in taxes for the year, contact your individual accountant and ask him or her what they can do to help you. And if you don't like their answers, then you need to possibly shop around and find a accountant that might be able to provide you some tax planning advice, not just for this year, but for next year, so you get a full year benefit. And if you can't find anyone, call me, 701-6416. Be happy to sit down with you. It is at no cost, no obligation, no fee. Cup of coffee wouldn't hurt, though. Maybe some Danish.
We always appreciate.
Coffee and Danish in the
Coffee.
morning is great. If it's late afternoon, then that's another subject. But anyway, seriously, you really need to do some end of the year tax planning. You'll find whatever costs may or may not be, that'll probably be very beneficial to you in reducing your tax liability. And I don't know about you folks, but I hate paying taxes to the IRS. I really do. So there are many, many legitimate ways to avoid doing that. And the rules have changed a bit for 2016, which I'm not going to get into today, but I think I'll bore you in the next week or two with some of the information because it does have a major impact, especially if you sell a piece of real estate or sell some stocks or bonds or mutual funds. You might realize that you'll be losing more money in taxes. So we'll get into that. But seriously, you should contact your accountant. And, oh, give me a break, will you? You come up with some weird stuff. Oh, God.
Okay, so
You got to show that on.
I gotta show it.
You gotta
I don't
show
know
that.
if the camera will pick it up, but this is it's a little GIF. It takes about 30 seconds or 5 seconds to show you.
Yeah, you can see it on
just
screen.
so
No,
cute.
bring it. There you go.
Okay, so that is basically.
You want me to do a close-up?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to do a close-up, folks.
This is basically, what do you call those plants that eat things?
Venus flytrap.
Venus flytrap, exactly. And somebody is turning it into a Santa Claus.
We have a new camera here, so
I'm loving it. Yeah, but you're going the wrong way, dude. You got to point it towards me. You can't just zoom it in. There you go.
You know, I'm not sure how to feel about this.
Is this what you call plant cruelty? I mean, he sticks it in the Venus flytrap's mouth, a little beard, and there it goes. It closes on it. Now that poor flytrap is expecting a bug in its mouth, and it's getting cotton. I don't know.
Cute.
Okay, that's enough.
It looks like a little Muppet.
I know, he's so cute. What a great idea. I'm sorry. We're weird.
on screen, guys. Is that okay?
How come we still have music going? There we go. Oh, by the way, the music we were listening to, Be the Change from MC Yogi. And then we started off that break with the McNasty Brothers from Arizona. Apache Junction, Arizona, and a superstitious state of mind, which I get into when I see these rainy, cloudy days. These kind of days really make me miss Superstition Mountain, where we used to live right at the bottom of it.
Talking about Superstition Mountain, whatever happened to that program?
Which one?
The one that was trying to find the lost Dutch.
Yeah, it kind of went away, didn't
Yeah,
it?
didn't it?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it really is.
It brought us back. What?
Just getting your hair a little lined up a little.
I'm trying to.
No, it was. It was interesting, but you knew it was a bunch of BS. I mean, really. when
Well,
you think
not
about it.
really. It was. It was.
That gold's been gone out of there for years.
Yeah, it was robbed.
Years.
Yeah.
Years, and we kind of know who took it too. So, it's the Lost Dutchman gold mine is just a legend. There's no more gold up
It's
there.
not a legend. It was a
You go up
fact.
there, you put your life on the line,
Yeah.
and you could get yourself killed. It's not worth it because the gold's not there anymore.
Yeah. Every now and then, when you in Apache Junction, you'd go down to the main street, and all of a sudden you see this old codger with long beards and in his overalls, and you could tell he just came out of the Superstition Mountains,
yeah,
coming in
there's
for supplies
Quite
and
a
going
few
back
of those
there.
guys up there.
Yeah, and of course, if you get high enough on the plateau, what do they find?
What do they find? They
Yes.
find the Apache graveyard.
Exactly, and Apache warriors, the dogs who protect their
They're
burial
not
grounds.
dogs.
Isn't that the dog? Isn't it
They're called the dog
the dog tribe? Isn't it?
something, but
Yeah.
it's not. They're not. They're
No,
not
I
called
know
dogs.
that.
You
Come
just
on, they
said
know
the
that.
dogs
Give me
were
a
up there.
break, will you? So, anyhow, we need.
Oh, you know who came up with that little thing that we watched with the Santa?
Who?
Pee Wee Herman.
Oh God, the
Now
child.
that makes perfect sense.
The child molester.
He was never a child molester.
Yeah, he was.
No, he was just caught jacking off in a movie theater.
You had to really say that, didn't
Yeah,
you?
because you called him a child molester, which was not true.
Okay, he's a sex offender.
He is just a guy who was horny watching a porno.
Oh God.
Come
He
on,
was
let's.
caught masturbating in a movie theater.
Yeah, let's.
Oh,
Well, now you
God.
had to clarify it even more, huh?
You know, folks, I'm actually very conservative, and when I hear that type of language, I get very embarrassed.
Oh,
I do.
Catfish Coffee is serving Turkish coffee.
Catfish.
Where?
Catfish what?
Catfish Coffee
Oh, the little drive-through.
on 11/11 today from 2 to 5. There's a young lady that's going to be there doing psychic readings.
Oh,
coffee
boy.
grounds from Turkish Coffee.
Coffee
2 to
grounds.
5 today, yeah.
That's
It
cool.
is
You know something?
11/11, you know, that's the day of the angels.
That's a great gimmick,
Really, it is.
promotional gimmick. So maybe I need to bring. Never mind. I'm not going to go down that road. I'll get hit. So anyway, back to accounting for a second. There's some new rules out there for continuing education to make sure your tax professional has a clue what he or she is doing. So I just bought the mandatory requirements. I have to do 18 hours of continuing education every year, and so I just started doing it. So my homework at night is going through it, and I have to take a 3-hour test. And even though it's online, when you sign in, the counter starts. About line 1 or 2?
Sounds like one.
Okay,
Yeah, just
let it-
hit the off button and it'll stop ringing.
Oh, no, we want to go to voicemail.
It will.
Oh, will
it's
it?
not going to disconnect
Okay.
it. It just
Anyway,
takes
so I got to take a 3-hour online class, and as soon as you sign in, the counter starts, and you can't stop it. You got to do 3 hours all at once, and it's 100 questions, true or false, and I figured out it's just less than 2 minutes a question. So hopefully I can do that.
Wow. You got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, and then I
One
had,
of you was so cranky last
and
night.
that's 6 hours, and then I got another 12 hours to do, but that's just a self study. So, but I have to do it by December 31st. Otherwise, I get in trouble.
So that's why you're so cranky.
Yeah, I got to get it done. So,
Well, you got to do what you got to do.
the evenings I'm going to be concentrating on that.
So do we want to talk about what has been going on with Phil again? A little update.
Yeah, we've wasted a lot of time so far. That's not bad. Yeah, let's talk about Philip.
We have more time to waste. So.
I know. We got another hour now. Let's talk about Phil. Go for it.
Well, I just think that if you haven't already known, Phil Murphy wrote an article for our magazine, Lake County Magazine, which is found at lakecomagazine.com, called Summer of Pain. And that article dealt with the timeline and the possible causes of the Valley Fire and how the timeline had a very large gap in it from when CAL FIRE issued orders to evacuate and when the sheriff did. And it was critical of the sheriff because of that. And it was also critical of the supervisors, critical of OES, and the whole superstructure that creates our emergency management department. And that there hasn't been much emergency management. That the sirens that were installed at all the firehouses are now mostly gone. That there hasn't been any real active group that has been planning for emergency management for these kind of emergencies for a very long time, in spite of the fact that these committees were created and they were being led by Rob Brown, our supervisor, but yet he chose not to really create any kind of emergency management plan, even after the Rocky and Jerusalem fires, which should have been their first wake-up call. So in Phil's opinion, and we happen to agree with him, because of the lack of planning and the poor response to the evacuations, people and animals died.
Yeah.
And there is no doubt that our response could have been a lot better, our in the editorial sense of the sheriff and the OES. It could have been a very, very much more timely response in getting people out of their homes and allowing people to get their animals out and that type of thing. And there were so many heroic things that happened during the fire. We're not going to say that everybody screwed up and blah, 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 but these things need to be noted and they need to be taken note of and they need to be analyzed so that people know what not to do next time. So that was a story that came out last week. I believe it was on Monday or Tuesday it came out, right?
Yeah.
And
Actually,
it was the week before.
It was
like
Friday. Friday.
Okay. So Monday, we get a phone call saying that Phil and his girlfriend Cheryl Carr have been arrested for growing and selling pot. Well, I've known Phil and Cheryl both for a many long time. I've never seen them sell anything. I've never had them offer me anything to buy or anything like that. I didn't even know that he was growing until this year when he actually came forward and said because of Measure N, he is going to comply completely with the rules of Measure N
Well, let me
and
interrupt
grow with a compliant grow.
And the reason he started growing because many of his friends were no longer allowed to grow because of Measure N. So
and he's on ag land.
Right.
So he has like 20 acres of ag land, so he was able to have legally, I believe it was 28 plants or something along those lines.
And he only had 20.
And he had like 20 plants.
Right.
So they had just harvested, they had bagged everything up to distribute to their people in their collective, and they found no scales there. They found no evidence of any cash or currency sitting around the house. They found no evidence of any sales actually happening, yet they arrested them for sales and for possession and took them to jail, where they were for, Phil bailed out that night. Cheryl decided to stay for a few days just because she liked the accommodation so much.
The food must have been great.
So we're pretty upset about this. We feel that it was extremely inappropriate for the Sheriff's Department to arrest these people who have been doing their best to try to be 100% compliant with Measure N. It was told to us that the officer in charge said that he did not care about Measure N and that Measure N meant nothing to them, And my question is, if Measure N means nothing, what does mean something? They were not arrested under federal law. They were not arrested
I was going to say,
under
thank you for
state
clarifying
law.
that.
They were arrested under county jurisdiction of the sheriff by the task force, the
Well,
drug task force.
let's clarify that. Breaking county ordinances is not a criminal matter. As
it's
a matter of
not.
fact, it's part
It's
of
not
the.
a matter that you could be arrested.
It's code
on.
enforcement.
Code enforcement needs to come to your house, give you a 5-day notice. Now, this was all spurred by the fact that he got robbed.
Right.
And the sheriff showed up, and in doing the investigation on the robbery, noticed that there was some pot there. And then he sent the other guys back, the task force back. So they did not look at any of the paperwork, but they confiscated all of his paper.
Yep.
They broke into our RV, which was stored there. I still have not received a call back from the sheriff's department regarding that.
Well, the arresting officer has to call you.
Yes, and I left a message on his
Well, you
voicemail
know, yes, you did.
saying that our RV had windows broken, the doors were broken. The RV is registered to my son because it belongs to him. We drove it out here a couple of years
Moons ago, yeah.
and he has not been able to come from Florida to pick it up and take it back. So it has been sitting in storage, and Phil offered to store it at his place. They had no business going in that property. They had their warrant that they had did not cover that vehicle because that vehicle did not belong to Phil. And so they have damaged our property and have not responded to our request for compensation for that. And they have charged Phil and Cheryl with these crimes that they did not commit. And we know they did not commit
Yeah,
them.
absolutely.
One of the comments to the story that was posted, there was a lot of good comments, but the most recent one says, "Be very wary in Lake County, with the sheriff being son of a judge and the Republicans with overreach in Cobb for years. Time to move to another county. Just wait till the property taxes go down so dramatically that Lake government has to contract and see the circular firing squad." So they're basically saying that we're all screwed here now, and that this fire could have been even an intentional type of event to create an economic situation that would make it very lucrative for people to buy these properties now at very low cost. So, I'm not going to judge on that, and I want to see exactly what's going to happen next, but I'm not happy with this situation at all.
No, it's not. And again, unless they have hardcore evidence that he was selling to other people, they can't. It's a zoning ordinance violation if it was a violation. And Rick Coel and his department should have been out, giving them the 5-day warning if it was required, and go through the proper process. The task force had no business going out there.
No, it should have been handled by code enforcement for that amount of plants and that amount. I mean, it's a total, I think, 30 pounds, which an outdoor tree will get you 1 pound to 2 pounds if you're halfway decent growing,
Yeah, but he had all scripts. He had all. Matter of fact, he actually had talked to Sheriff Rivero before he was disposed, and said he was cool. He talked to Under Sheriff, help me, Macedo, and invited him out to the property to ensure that he was in full compliance, and so he felt he was doing everything legal.
Right.
And
that's what's really bad about this whole thing, because it's so deceptive. Brian Martin has said all along, as long as you're not making money, he's not going to really bother you if it's within measure and compliance. Okay, so they weren't making any money. They were within measure and compliance, and they have no proof that anything was being bought or sold. So why arrest these guys if it's not just based on a vindictiveness on an article that was written in our magazine?
Yeah, well, again, that same day, Supervisor Brown made a point of using Mr. Murphy's name in stating that we don't need the Phil Murphys of the county not to criticize us when they don't know do not have the understanding of what the supervisors have to go through. Which maybe to a certain extent could be true, but calling out an individual I don't think is appropriate. It's not a talk show. They're elected officials. So, So anyone has any more information on that story that we don't, you can call in. We don't mind call-ins. Right?
Okay, yeah, that's right. The number to call, and they'll put it up on the screen in a second, is 701-6029.
Yeah. So,
Another miracle story about the use of full extract cannabis oil just got posted too.
yeah.
A young man who was having bad seizures all the time. He had withdrawals and physical impacts by the medications. So they started him on the full extract oil, and in 2 days the change was nothing short of a miracle, according to his mom. He had his constipation went away. He was giggling and laughing. He was jumping up like he was going to do a dance.
Cool. How old was this young?
I'm sorry?
Did they say how old?
No. But, and he's using a very high THC content, but he has not had a seizure.
That's excellent.
Yeah, and his last seizure was 2 days prior and only lasted for like 5 seconds.
Awesome. Speaking of seizures,
Yes, you have been doing good.
I have been surprised and happy about it. I've not had too many seizures lately, and the increase in my meds seem to have had a nice impact. And I do take the oil occasionally just to help minimize the impact of the seizures. So that means I can start riding my Harley next summer.
Maybe.
No,
We'll see.
we'll see. We'll
see.
Well,
I'm not going to say anything because it depends on how you're doing.
I am riding my Harley next
I
summer.
know, I know.
Yeah, I'm riding myself.
I know.
If I can play baseball and pitch, I can ride my Harley.
You can't pitch.
Oh, wait. That was a low blow.
Well, it's true.
What do you mean I can't pitch?
With your shoulder, you can't pitch.
Oh, hell, I'm pitching. Nothing's going to stop because you know I'm going to be a miserable SOB to live with if I can't pitch. 'Cause even though I can play other positions, it's not the same thing. I'm a control freak. I got to have the ball. I got to be on the mound, and I got to be able to do what I want, including intimidating hitters with my 40-mile-an-hour fastball.
Just so you know, going back to the Starbucks thing real quickly.
Yeah.
They just announced that they are going to extend a completely tuition-free 4-year college benefit to the spouse or child of every veteran or active military or
What?
reservist employed 20 more hours a week.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That really is.
Yeah. So good for them.
That justifies their $6
So who cares
for a cup
if
of
there's
coffee.
not snowflakes on the freaking coffee cup, or it doesn't say Merry Christmas?
Well, you bought.
Write it yourself.
Yeah, that's what they want you to do.
know.
Happy Hanukkah, Merry
Yeah, right.
Christmas. What's the pagan?
Yeah, here it is. He extends amazing benefit to Christmas.
That is excellent.
Yeah.
We were talking about
So-
John Parker earlier.
Yes, Dr. John.
Yeah, Dr. John. He has put 55 hours recovering historical information from the Holberg Resort site, including a sampling of cultural deposit that represent the last fire that consumed the resort in 1936. Materials representing the whole range of activities. Analysis of materials should allow reconstruct the lifestyle, economic status, and the ethnicity of Lake County tourism. From that era.
It's so fascinating.
It is.
Yeah.
And I know.
So he is coming on the show. I think at the end of the month he's going to come
Is he?
in. Yeah.
Okay. And he is a great guest. I mean, this guy, you think, he's going to be one of those dry PhD brain type person, and he's a laugh. He really is very humorous and very knowledgeable, and it makes a really good interview. So I'm looking forward to that. He's a cool guy. So, and I'm sure he'll have some updates on the areas that were the Native American areas that were affected, because he was doing digs there. So I'm interested to see how they were impacted by the fire. So, and we're still waiting for Senator McGuire to get back to us.
Regarding.
Being on the show.
Oh, yes, I need to follow up on that.
Yes.
You know he's so busy.
I don't care. He's representing Lake County. He needs to be on the air. That's
Well,
my
give
opinion.
him a phone call.
You're the communications person. I'm just the dumb
Then
accountant.
why are you bitching about it? I should be bitching about it.
Okay. By the way, folks, I used the term dumb accountant the other day, which I like to refer to myself as. And one of my clients looked at me and says, "Wait a minute, I'm your client. You better not be dumb." So I guess I'm not a dumb accountant. I'm a smart, intelligent accountant.
That's right. You should say that.
I'm good at
I
what I
agree.
do. Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
okay, here's a post on Facebook, and I'm not going to mention the gentleman's name. Most of us have seen the coming for more than 25 years. And how does our local government handle the problems? Question mark. They arrest Phil Murphy, his cohort in crime. So there are a lot of people that really are disgusted and upset over what happened to Mr. Murphy. And again, not having been there personally and it's an ongoing investigation, so you can't really ask for more information. But I just really doubt that Phil is as guilty as they're making accusations on. And I think that when all said is done, that there's going to be...
The other thing that was scary was the guns.
Yes.
He's a legal gun collector. He has 4 guns in his possession. And they charged him with an extra felony for having possessions of guns in the commission of a felony. It's just wrong. It also attacks our freedom of having weapons, too, I believe.
Yes. Well, most of his weapons were gun kits. They weren't even weapons.
There was 4 guns.
Yeah.
That's what he's charged with.
Yeah. Sorry about that, folks. And folks, if there are those who are needing new laptop computers, Black Friday is slowly coming, and they're now actually having some Black Friday pricings. And I saw one. It's an Asus 17-inch screen, i7 chip, 6th generation, 1 terabyte hard drive, the latest internet connection called an 802.11 AC, and it has a high-end graphics part of it, all for $799.99. So for that, you can own a latest.
So why haven't you ordered it? For me.
You control the money.
I'm using a mouse.
You control the money.
Excuse me, why don't you send me the link and I'll order it now?
Well, we have to talk about how we're spending our money.
Yeah.
Well,
this is insurance money, honey.
yeah, but based on our conversations over the last
yeah,
week,
but
we
we still
weren't.
need laptops. That part we still need.
Okay.
I'm just not getting the little stuff
Okay.
right now.
It's a, how do you pronounce it? A Lenovo? Lenovo?
Oh, it's a Lenovo?
Yeah.
I don't like their little... Did they change their mouse? I thought you said it was an Asus.
Oh, Asus has one too.
I'd rather
Asus.
have the Asus, but you know I'm really a HP girl.
No, I haven't found any good ones. HP doesn't make a good 17-inch screen with the right configuration. So anyway, we'll continue looking.
I need a new computer.
Black Friday's coming soon. We have probably another 2 weeks for Black Friday to really hit.
Black Friday is the day after Thanksgiving, dear. It's a specific day.
Okay.
It's not just Black Friday season.
What do I know? No. A lot of people like Best Buy are coming out with Black Friday pricing now. They are. So every night, folks, or every morning, I go to Fry's Electronics, Best Buy, Amazon, Walmart to try to find the best pricing for the configuration we require on laptops. I know that makes everyone really excited.
I'm sure you're really thrilling people with
I
that
don't care.
information. What else do we have to talk about?
Okay.
on.
Monkey walking a dog. How nice.
Move on.
Okay. Let's see what else I got on my notes here. Just a reminder, folks, that November 23rd, that is 13 days from now. 23rd? No, 12 days. 12 days from now. I have to count. Is the last day for anyone affected by the Valley Fire to apply for federal emergency aid, and that's through the U.S. Small Business Administration, and they provide low-interest, long-term disaster loans. So November 23rd is the last day. In addition to that, last week we had some heavy rains overnight, right? And we had robocalls from the Sheriff's Department giving us massive warnings of potential mudslides. And my point of this is that FEMA is urging everyone to purchase flood insurance. Now, I actually went to their website, typed in our address and zip code, and it said flood insurance information is unavailable for your address. So that to me says we're not really in danger. But for those who, like in Cobb Mountain area, you can go to floodsmart.gov. Floodsmart, all one word, .gov. And to the right of the home page, there's a little box. Type in your address, zip code, and it'll tell you if you can get flood insurance and what the cost will be. So if you live in Cobb or anywhere else in the area where you think mudslides could occur and affect your dwelling, I would highly suggest going there and looking at if you need coverage, and if so, what the cost is going to be. You can also go to caloes.ca.gov. CAL, California, OES, Office of Emergency Services, .ca.gov, and they can provide you the same information. So I would highly suggest doing that since what we just went through. And there was a report on, I think, the Bay Area NBC news station stating that, and they were talking about the Butte fires along with Lake County fires, saying that El Nino is going to be worse than people were originally anticipating. And therefore, there's going to be a lot of mudslides due to the loss of vegetation on the hillsides, meaning there's no roots to stabilize the ground. So you may want to look into this to see if it's worthwhile acquiring. I talked to my beautiful wife about it last night, and we think we're pretty secure. Don't you think?
The flood insurance? Yeah.
We don't need that. We have a lot
I'm
of...
hoping we don't need it.
Well, we have insurance. I don't know. Does our insurance cover mudslides? Yeah, mudslides probably will. So that's it there. And some other brief notes. The Affordable Care Act is open for signing up. It's open until January 31st. And I'm going to emphasize again, it's a mandatory thing in this country now, be it right or wrong, legal or illegal, unconstitutional or not, that you must have health insurance. And you can get it in multiple ways by dealing directly with the insurance company, getting it through your employer if they provide it, or going to your local state's website, in this case California, and you have until January 31st. Now, based on your income, family size, and the number of people in your family determines the cost of your insurance and the credits you receive, but I'm not going to bore you with that. But in 2015, so at the end of this year, and you start filing your taxes for 2015, if you did not have health insurance, it's going to cost you $325 per adult, or 2% of your income, whichever is greater. That's if you do not have health insurance, and it's going to be a tax liability on your personal tax return. And the maximum one is $975 per family, or 2% of income. Now in 2016, this is why it's important to sign up for your health insurance now, is that the penalties are almost going to double. It's $695 per adult, or 2.5% of income, or $2,085 per family, or 2.5% of income. And folks, I don't know about you, but I really don't want to give the government another $2,085 just because you refuse to get health insurance. That's getting a lot of money.
It's silly.
Or almost $700 if you are an adult and you have no family. Do you really want to give your government that money? And if you are on the, quote, lower income scale, it's very feasible. It's going to cost you very little amount of premiums or no premiums at all. So if you can get health insurance and it's almost minimal cost, why the hell would you want to pay the government money for not getting it? That's my personal feelings on that. And if you're not quite sure how to go about it, or are confused about your requirement for health insurance, or not knowing how to manage the California website, give me a call or give your accountant a call. He, she should be very knowledgeable about that, including the tax ramifications also. So, and if you're an employer out there and you provide health insurance, you really need to talk to your tax professional because the rules changed in 2016, where now it's mandatory for you to provide it, and there's a lot of rules which I'm not going to bore you with today because it is very complicated. So you need to address that issue. So that's enough about tax issues. One story, we got about 15 minutes before our next break. It's kind of interesting. If you guys watch TV at all, especially football, World Series games, basketball, there's a tremendous amount of marketing and advertising by DraftKings and FanDuel. These are fantasy football leagues where you can actually place bets. And they keep their advertised as, you can win up to $5 million. We have winners every single day, yada, yada, yada. And it kind of leans towards gambling because you deposit money into an account. Newbies get the matching contribution up to $200. So you can have a max of $400 in your account. And then you play fantasy football. And if your team meets the criteria for you to win, you receive cash back. Now, I don't know about you, but that kind of sounds like gambling.
Kinda. Totally is gambling. I can't even believe they had the balls to get it as far as they've gotten at this point.
Well, the spokespeople for these say it's not betting, it's not gambling. They approached other attorney generals of other states, and they agreed that it wasn't. However, the federal system is now getting involved, and they're doing an investigation on them. And the New York State Attorney General yesterday ordered a cease and desist order against DraftKings and FanDuel, saying they cannot advertise and market in New York State, nor can they accept clients or customers from the state of New York. And it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, according to the experts. And it says they're introducing sports betting to legions of young sports fans and has formed partnerships with many of the nation's professional sports teams. And yet this morning on the Today Show, it was announced or reported that the National Football League and other professional organizations, that's cute, organizations have actually invested in these organizations. Not marketing them, but investing as I'm going to buy stock in your company, or I'm going to provide you startup capital. So isn't that kind of a conflict of interest, maybe? That a sports league that is invested in the company is actually wanting people to gamble on their fantasy football leagues for them to generate profits or to entice people to lose their money or possibly win some. But as an investor, the more money that people put into their gambling, the higher profits they're going to have, which means there's higher dividends being returned back to the investors. So to me, there could be a little bit of finagling there, possibly, maybe. So anyway, so the Attorney General of New York has said, screw you guys, it ain't happening anymore. And I think more states are going to jump on the bandwagon, and the federal government is now looking into that because gambling is illegal. And even Nevada, where gambling is
Yeah,
king.
they called him out there, didn't they?
Yep, they called him out, and I understand why. It's a little bit self-serving because they're taking money away from their own sports betting in the casinos. But anyway, the commercials are very enticing, and I think they're very misleading at the same time. You can win up to $5 million? Really? Has anyone won $5 million yet? I haven't heard about that.
It's all a bunch of baloney. It's actual gambling.
It
That's
is.
all it is.
It is. And, call it what it is. And if it's gambling, then
It's just like online gaming.
which is not legal in the United States. It's legal in many, many other countries. That's why a lot of these online casinos are based offshore and get a lot of business from other countries. it's against the law for U.S. residents to use offshore online betting. You know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're on one of these poker sites that are asking you to pay money into their account and you're an American resident, and you're breaking federal law, folks. So, what do you have on your agenda before I continue rambling?
What do I have on my agenda? Nothing.
Okay.
I gotta go take a cat down and release her. She's totally pissed off. Been sitting in the car overnight.
Yeah.
You know, I feel bad leaving them in the car, but they're outdoor cats, and that's what they do. They live outside. So, you know, why take them inside and get them all nice and warm and toasty, then kick them to the curb? She's sitting in a carrier with a lovely little bed all snuggled up, as warm as she could be. And she's still going to get kicked to the curb.
I'm sure it's warming up outside, so she's not suffering.
I hope so.
Okay, so anyhow, you're not attending an event in Sebastopol today.
No.
So
What's
why
happening?
why you're listed there?
What's the event?
Terry Larson, Niels Pulse.
I see what it says. Click on it so you can see what the event is.
Oh God, if you make me.
Jeez,
I hate Facebook.
why do you look at it and interrupt my conversations with baloney?
Because I just asked you if it.
Transitions Got Talent.
Whatever.
That's happening down in Sebastopol today.
You ain't going to Sebastopol.
No.
Got to take care of me.
Yes, Alan Toussaint, the great jazz man, did pass away this week.
Yes, yes.
Very sorry about that. We send him all of our deepest condolences to his family and friends. Just a beautiful musician.
Remus used to play with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was.
wow.
He opened up for one of the bands, and he was part of it, and they played together for a bit. Remus is our friend. He moved to Las Vegas last year. He was a member of our baseball team, and I do miss him both personally and as a team player. He's a jazz musician, very talented, plays a lot of different instruments, and he's performed with some big shots. And I guess he still is. He's playing up in Vegas these days. Got himself a new group together, and I guess he's hitting the Vegas scene with some of his music. So, anyway, since you don't have a lot to say.
No, and we're almost done. I mean, it's just about time to call it a day. So
No, it's not.
Oh, that clock's an hour fast.
No, but we
I was
get.
like, how'd the show get over so quickly? We
'Cause of-
haven't changed that one yet.
You want to take a break now?
Yes, let's take a break.
Okay, we're going to shove some music on.
Yep.
And
Hopefully it'll be approved music by YouTube.
yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to hear the audio go out for the rest of the show.
No, it goes out completely.
They just take the whole
They take the
audio.
whole audio out.
It's so wrong. I don't know how they get off doing that.
Because it's their show. They
I
can do what
paid
they
for
want.
this music.
Tell them that.
I did.
Oh, okay.
And they don't answer.
No, they don't, because they
No.
don't care.
And the other music I didn't pay for was given to me by the artist to play.
But
That's what they wanted
still
to
violates.
have it for.
Yes, I know.
So
Okay, play some good music that doesn't violate YouTube
I'll
requirements.
try.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll be back right after this. This is Terry,
And Pete the Tax Guy.
and you're on Lake County Magazine.
Yes, you are.
Happy Veterans Day, everybody.
While the time is now, make use
revolutionary minds, putting everything on the line. Revolutionary people, it's crucial every time, but we're doing just fine. Why should I bow to your bondage when Rastafari done set I free? Who made you judge? Who gave you jurisdiction over me? Why should I lower my standards or change my character when the core of my heart cries out for militancy? Hey. So you can call your king's horses and all your king's men, tell them we just won't bend. Call your king's masses and all your king's friends, call the whole of them. Yeah, just get high, everybody knows I'm one of those, yeah. Revolutionary people with revolutionary minds, putting everything on the line. Revolutionary people, it's crucial every time, but we're doing just fine. Now we don't think like they do, not everything you hear is true. They wanna spin and flip us around, trying to play us the fools. But we stand up for the right thing, keep our faith and hopes. Scared tactics not frightening, that's just not the way it goes, yeah. Just get high, everybody knows I'm one of those, yeah. Revolutionary people with revolutionary minds, putting everything on the line. Revolutionary people, it's crucial every time, but we're doing just fine. Semi-tired of all your slogans, no bother with your cons and bribes. We're on a different kind of program, fighting on the militant side. And all we stand on is the truth, and we got to defend it for our youth, yeah. Just get high, everybody knows we're one of those revolutionary people with revolutionary minds, putting everything on the line. Revolutionary people, it's crucial every time, but we're doing just fine. Revolutionary people with revolutionary minds, putting everything on the line. Revolutionary people, it's crucial every time, but we're doing just fine.
And we're back. Third world.
Pack 516, Cub Scouts, Pack 516.
Oh, it is Cub Scouts. Okay.
And part of the Boy Scouts of America program.
Oh, great.
So we're the younger kids, the 1st through 4th graders.
Right.
And our pack is out of Reno, Nevada.
Wow, you guys came a long way.
Yes, we did. We actually kind of started a whole effort by sitting around the dinner table with one of my sons, and we were talking about what to do with all the clothes that he seems to grow out of every week.
We're not always there most of the time.
Ooh, hot coffee. So what are we doing?
Right now, I'm just setting up music for the end of the show.
Okay. Okay, dokie. So, anyway, for you out there listening, excuse me. Sorry about clearing my throat, folks. For those who hate 1%ers or think all corporations are evil,
Me.
let's not get into the subject again, because not all corporations are evil. There are so many small business owners.
Big corporations.
Thank you.
Major.
Thank you. Let's talk about that. For the first time in history, folks, former traders found guilty in the LIBOR case. And those don't remember the LIBOR is a index. London in it's like a prime rate, but over in London, and banks were manipulating the LIBORs to make additional earnings on their investments, and they finally found 2 traders guilty on 28 counts of fraud and conspiracy to the manipulation of the LIBOR, a benchmark interest rate. They were the first convictions in the United States stemming from the global investigation into the rigging of the London Interbank Offered Rate. This rate is used for mortgages, credit cards, and loans. An additional 11 individuals are under investigation, of which 4 have already pleaded guilty. So finally, and it's taken an international viewpoint instead of a domestic viewpoint to finally prosecute people who intentionally manipulated rates to screw the consumer. Why that didn't happen in this country is an answer that we all can answer. A question we can all answer, excuse me. And here's another scope to that. Wells Fargo now has to pay $81.6 million in bankruptcy settlement. Wells Fargo has agreed to pay this amount of money to settle claims that it failed to notify thousands of bankrupt homeowners that it was increasing their mortgage payments in violation of federal bankruptcy law. So Wells Fargo was actually increasing people's mortgage payments while they went through bankruptcy.
What's wrong with them?
And
I just really don't care about people at all.
And once again, there was
I've never had my money in Wells Fargo Bank.
Nothing
ever.
was pursued in the directors and officers of these banks and financial institutions to prosecute. They're all getting away with literally financial murder. And it's absolutely ridiculous. And I know if you listen to the debates by the Republican Party, I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, Green Party, Liberal, or any of the other parties, you all have to agree that these banking officials have gotten away with everything they've done. And all they've done is they've had to pay fines, and they personally haven't had to pay them. Their banks like Wells Fargo, B of A, all those have paid the fine, so it's not impacted them personally. And the people who are running for president these days, including Hillary, are all stating that things have to change. Well, I'm not sure if it's going to change at all, because a lot of these presidential candidates are invested in these same firms. Some sit on their board of directors. Some are major shareholders. So I highly doubt that they can have an unbiased view of prosecuting these people, even though they say they want to. So anyway, and in regard to interest rates, it looks like in December the Federal Reserve is going to raise interest rates because, quote unquote, the economy was performing well, that it could be appropriate to raise rates. Do you think the economy is doing well?
No, not in Lake County.
Not in Lake County. So the economy is doing well based on the major corporations, because they're making tons and tons and tons of money. And allegedly, the unemployment in this country has decreased by a large amount. And we've discussed this on prior shows, that unemployment rates are extremely misleading. Unemployment rates are based on those individuals who are receiving unemployment. Once unemployment ends, based on the number of months you've been on it, because there's only a certain amount of time that you're allowed to receive unemployment benefits, those people are no longer counted. That doesn't mean they have jobs. It just means they're no longer on the unemployment rolls. Therefore, the unemployment rate statistics are extremely misleading, and they're used to show the quote unquote boost in the economy. So, obviously there's other factors, and obviously the economy probably is improving in certain industry or certain business sectors. But based on that, the Feds think they're going to increase the interest rate. So, what is the impact on the general public? Well, if you're applying for a mortgage, your rates are going to go up. If you have a credit card, your rates are going to go up. If you have a car loan, about to purchase a car, your rates are going to go up.
Jeez.
If you want a second mortgage, your rates are going to go up. So this is and what the reason they do that, that's very interesting. The reason they do this is because they don't want the economy to grow too fast. Because what does that cause? Inflation. If you have inflation, then you have less disposable income, which means people are going to want pay increases to keep up with the increase in costs. And the Federal Reserve tries to keep inflation under control, which they've done a very good job lately because we have massive unemployment and businesses failing. So it's a catch-22. And at this point in time, they think by raising interest rates, businesses will have to charge more money, I guess, to be able to substantiate and to cover their debt service. So it's a very complicated thing, but basically we need to raise rates so the economy slows down. Well, if the economy slows down, we lose more jobs. But at that point, then we decrease our rates so we have more jobs and more economic development. So it's manipulated, folks. So anyway, so if you're about to purchase a home, refinance your home, about to purchase a vehicle, I advise you to do it ASAP. And don't wait because potentially you could be paying a higher interest rate.
Right.
So,
So just so you know, today it marks 1 year when Bunny from Tatanka Training fell off the roof and almost killed herself.
Oh.
So her husband says today she is staying off the ladder and the roof. Have a great day.
Well, considering it's cold out there, why would she want to be on the roof anyway?
It's just a joke.
I know.
Why do you have to get logic involved in comments that are made
Because
without any logic?
Because I'm a logical person. Hey, when you're not smart, you got to make up for logic. Oh, I forgot. I'm not allowed to say that anymore. I'm a smart dude. Okay, folks. Here's another. I'm just wasting time here. On the news several nights ago, the media was reporting a very strange light in the sky. And all of the conspiracy theorists out there were saying, oh my God, it's a UFO. Oh, we can't explain this bright light in the sky. Oh, we talked to the military bases locally, and they had no scheduled rockets going up and blah, 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 so we can't explain this beautiful white light. And actually, I forgot to give them, I have a JPEG of that.
Really?
On my disk, on my flash drive. But anyway, here's the official accounting, allegedly. The blast-off took place to far less fanfare than Saturday night's launch, which provoked residents from San Francisco to Mexico to take social media, posting photos of the eerie-looking
But we've
bluish
seen that
green
same
plume.
kind of plume over San Diego,
Yeah,
remember?
I do remember.
It had to be another
yes.
missile launch.
Right. Speculations were wide-ranging, including rumors of otherworldly alien UFO visits. In fact, the streak was generated from the Trident's missile rocket motor. That's a mouthful. The Navy later confirmed a ballistic submarine launched an unarmed Trident II D5 missile in a test flight, but would not define the window of time available for conducting additional launches, nor would it disclose where the exercise was actually taking place. A light from a Navy unarmed missile is seen over Thousand Oaks, California on Saturday, November 7th. The Navy fired an unarmed missile from a submarine off the coast of Southern California, creating a bright light that streaked across the state and was visible as far away as Nevada and Arizona. So, folks, this is one of two things. Either it's misleading information by the government,
I'm sorry.
or it's a UFO.
It's not a UFO.
But it's not. It's a missile.
We've seen the same thing off the coast of California, in Southern California.
Yeah,
ourselves.
we were driving back from San Diego, back to
We're
Phoenix.
I thought we were going into San Diego from Phoenix. That's why we saw it over the ocean.
Oh, in Alpine, you're right.
It wasn't in Alpine. It was in San Diego, right outside of San Diego, on I-8.
That's
or whatever
Alpine.
that is.
We're going over the hill to Alpine. We saw. Anyway, we're not going to argue about
Right
that.
outside of the city,
Yes, dear.
on the 8.
Yes, dear. It was a beautiful sight. Very glowing. Looked like it looked like a UFO, but we knew it was a rocket. So, okay, that's all my notes. What do you got? I
I
think
don't make notes, remember?
I have to. Otherwise, we'd be sitting here like two bumps on
No,
the
you
line.
did good. I appreciate it.
So, let me see what else might be interesting in the news. As I said, Lake County right now is kind of uneventful. We'll see if we can cause some controversy here in the future. By the way, my baseball league,
Yes.
against my input, has decided to go ahead and start a 65 and over division. And I'm actually eligible. I'm not going to do it, though.
No, you're not.
No. They're going to, minimum age would be 62 for the first year. Minimum age is going to be 62 this year, 63 next year, 64 the next year, blah, blah, blah. Until the division becomes viable, a standalone division, at least 4 teams, will play a mixed season schedule with the 55-plus league, playing significantly more games against their own 65 opponents. Well, gee, folks, you know, we've done a survey amongst the team managers, and we figured that we might be able to get 2 teams in the 65 and over division, and that's if all 65 and over players want to participate in the 65 and over division. And on our team, the Seals, we have Gino, myself, Monty. That's it. We have 3 players on the Seals that would be eligible for the 65 and over division. And if we took those 3 players off the Seals would never win a game. Seriously. Got me as a pitcher going away. Monty is one of the better catchers going away. And who was the third one I just said? Gino. Gino probably would be
I
better.
don't know how your team's going to survive. Gino's leaving.
No,
You
he's not.
guys-
He's not leaving.
Oh, I thought you said
No,
he
but
was.
he would be the one that could leave in the 65 division and actually probably perform very well. No, we got some new players coming in.
I hope so.
Travis Powers. Yes, I'm allowed to mention his name. His son is one of the better ball players in Sonoma County. Matter of fact, he's made a lot of all-star teams. He's been on the traveling teams. And Travis knows a lot of the parents. And there's 3 specific ones. One's already joined our team late last year. And he has 2 others that are very, very good ball players. And one is 55 and over, the other one's not. So we have 2 exemptions. So we should be able to get 2 more really quality ball players. So next year it could be a little bit different. We're losing a lot of our so-so players are not coming back.
That's good.
So we could actually field
So
a
they
really
finally admitted that they're so-so.
well. George isn't coming back.
Yeah. Well, he was okay.
He's slow as molasses.
Well, he's slow, but he wasn't a bad hitter.
And you ready for
he
this?
actually could pitch a little bit.
I'm not going to mention names, but Steve, number 1 on our team, emailed me, said, I would like to be traded to another team.
Who said that?
Steve.
Oh.
He had a little bit of an attitude last year. And I said, I can either give you an outright release or I can see if another team wants you. So I'm going to send an email to the other managers, see if they might be interested in trading a broken bat for him. Or at least a draft choice.
Broken bat. What's that mean?
It's an old saying in baseball that, yeah, we'll trade this guy for a broken bat. Because that shows how much he's worth.
Oh, yeah. He really wasn't that good, was he?
He was a decent hitter, but because of injuries, he really couldn't run very well. And I offered him to play second base, and he refused. He wanted to play outfield.
Right.
But he couldn't run well enough to catch up to the ball. So, anyway, so he wants to play for another team. And a couple of the other weaker players decided to retire. Because they realized
I think it's good.
They both realized
We
that,
can get
we
some
just
more.
can't do it. So, we actually may have a good team this year.
I hope so.
Yeah. Because I was talking to Travis yesterday, and he remembered that the year before I got on the team, they won 2 games. And then the next year, Bobby Thompson came back. We had Alan Bishop still. I came onto the team, and we had a really good team, and we finished 500, considering they started the season 1-4 before I showed up. And that's not ego. That's how we got much better with the other players than myself. Nice photo. And
yeah, it's, fireworks. I think it's being played to Stairway to Heaven.
Oh, that's cool. So anyway, last year we sucked. It was horrible. And so this year, assuming my shoulder comes around, what's that shaking the head?
I just don't, until I know what new players are coming on board, I'm going to be skeptical.
Well, I thought you were shaking your head about my shoulder.
No, but we know your shoulder's useless too.
Yeah, it is.
So
I agree.
I'm a little disappointed with the baseball situation.
I know. Well, let's
I
be.
think you're probably boring everybody to death.
I don't care. It's my show. They know how much I love baseball.
Yes,
Okay, we'll move on, folks.
Yes, dear. Thank you, dear. World Series is over, dear.
Yes.
You
Okay.
lost.
And for those folks out there, and I said this last year and the year before, if you are 55 and over, and you used to play baseball in high school or college or semi-pro or minor league, I know there are a lot here in Lake County. It's Sunday, except for holidays, starting at the end of April. It's a hell of a lot of fun. We have a good bunch of guys on our team, and we get some good people. We can be really competitive, and I have a point to prove against the 2 best teams in the league because they basically diss us. And I won't go into boring with the details on that one, but I'm tired of it. So we really need to field a good
You
team.
guys need to get mad and angry and start kicking butt.
Well, we need some players with an attitude.
Huh.
And that's why I like to pitch, because I can put forth an attitude with my baseball. Anyway, okay, enough. Next subject. What do you got there?
Yes, I have something here.
Okay.
It's an absolute anytime you judge others or claim any absolute truth, consider that you can see less than 1% of the electromagnetic spectrum and hear less than 1% of the acoustic spectrum. As you read this, you're traveling at 220 kilometers per second across the galaxy. 90% of the cells in your body carry their own microbial DNA and are not you. The atoms in your body are 99.9999999% empty space, and none of them are the ones you were born with, but they all originated in the belly of a star. Human beings have 46 chromosomes, 2 less than the common potato. The existence of the rainbow depends on the conical photoreceptors in your eyes. To animals without cones, the rainbow doesn't exist. So you don't just look at a rainbow, you create it. It's pretty amazing, especially considering that all the beautiful colors you see represent less than 1% of the electromagnetic spectrum.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we're only using a tiny bit of what's really around us.
Oh, we know that.
That's why we have to be more aware of our surroundings.
Well, we know we're underutilizing our.
That's your thought for the day, by the way.
My thought?
Everybody's thought for the day.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, actually.
Okay. All righty. So, anybody out there that would, is that line 1? Yeah. Okay. Anybody out there that wants to support the South Lake County Valley Fire cat chasers, cat trappers, we really could use some support for gas money. So there is a link on the Facebook page there that will get you to, there's a PayPal account set up for that. And it's just getting to be time for another donation.
Yeah,
People have been really good about donating, but we're starting to get down to
and
the
these are
bottom.
all volunteers, folks. They're taking their own time and effort to do
I want
this.
to thank Tasha Haston. I want to thank Amanda up at Dancing Gypsy Ranch. And I want to thank all the other ladies that have been pitching in, Lenore and other people that have really been helping us rescue these kitties and get them out of the cold and back to their moms and dads. We had another reunion yesterday up in Anderson Springs. So I was very happy about that. So, you know, just a reminder that we could use some support in that area.
Can I put a joke here?
If you must.
No, I don't. I'm just asking permission.
Go ahead. You don't need to ask permission to say a joke.
If they're pitching, do you think they can qualify for our team? Okay. That's why I asked permission.
It's not even funny, though. At least if you're going to say a joke, say something funny.
Well, I thought it was kind of funny.
The cats join your team.
No, the volunteers who were pitching in.
Sometimes
Did you
your
guys
bad jokes just go way over the top, dude.
Did you get that joke, guys?
That's not even funny.
I-
Did anybody in the peanut gallery get that joke?
I was laughing for you, Peter.
Thank you. See?
I didn't hear her laugh. I think she's lying.
She's laughing inside. She also knows how to kiss up.
Yeah.
Yeah. all
Oh,
right.
and listen, because it is Veterans Day, not just because it's Veterans Day, but there is actually a freezing temperatures out there. If you know a veteran who's homeless, please bring him in your home for the night and feed him a good meal. Take care of him. We want to be able to take care of all of our people in our world, not just the cats. Right?
Very true.
Right?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So what else is new?
And what else is new?
What else is new?
I don't know. I've said my piece for the day. You need to interject some comments.
Okay. Well,
I've been scanning the world. So,
I guess I could actually play a version of Ernie singing Rubber Ducky.
no.
No?
No.
Okay.
Do I have to scan the news?
No.
I'm going to, because you can't say anything.
Well, go ahead then. Since you're way.
No,
way
I'm
ahead of me.
scanning now, so you have to.
Since you're way way ahead of me.
I'm not ahead of you.
Yes, you are ahead of me.
Now we're losing people because you can't speak.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. Well, it's just I'm
I mean,
all.
about those red Starbucks cups.
Yeah, right. I'm sure if we bring the conversation back to the red Starbucks cups, we're going to have plenty more viewers because this is so important of an issue.
Well, I can't believe people are making such an issue out of it when there's bigger things in the world to worry about,
Huh.
like the Republican debate.
Being back to Sierra,
Really?
Iraq, yeah. The secret police torture facility found in Chicago.
Well, that kind of goes back to Mr. Presidente Obama saying that we do not have boots on the ground, but our special forces just did a rescue mission. So I guess special forces are exempt from being classified as U.S. military boots on the ground. That still amazes me. I mean, does he really think the public is that stupid? I mean, seriously.
They all think we're stupid, Peter. Don't you know that? Everybody, all these freaking government officials, even down to our own local yokels,
Well, we know
all
that.
think that the people are stupid. I don't know if it's like something they train them when they're in politician training class to say, basically, forget about the masses. They don't mean anything because they don't listen to what you're saying anyway.
Yeah, but even the secretary said, we now have boots on the ground. So why is he contradicting his own chief of staff in regards to the Defense Department? It doesn't make any sense. He did a faux pas. He put his foot in his own mouth.
Here's a good one. If one family in 1 out of every 3 churches adopted a child from foster care, there would be no more orphans in the United States. But please, tell me more about how offensive this red cup is.
No, that's a good point.
Priorities, folks. The cup, who gives a crap? We got it. What do we have? A Starbucks in Lakeport, right? Whoop-de
Do we?
Freaking do, yeah.
I boycott Starbucks. I do.
I do too.
Their
I don't
prices
like
are
it.
outrageous.
I'll go to my local coffee shop before I'll go to a Starbucks
Yeah.
any day of the week.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Ah.
So.
Airbnb just stated that they will work with cities to
Really?
pay its fair share in
Oh,
taxes.
so they're going to voluntarily do it
Yes.
instead of letting it be a law.
Exactly.
Good.
That's really big of them.
That sounds like a plan, actually. I like that idea. That's the only reason why they tried to put that law through is because they felt they weren't paying their fair share.
Right.
So let's make them pay their fair share. Let's
Well-
do it voluntarily.
Well, and what was happening last few days, the taxi drivers at the Bay Area airports went on strike, guys, for one day. They were striking against Uber. Is that how you pronounce it?
Mm-hmm.
About Uber drivers or ride-sharing vehicles coming into the airport to pick up passengers because they don't have to pay airport taxes and fees. And the airport, if you don't know this, folks, each airport charges extra fees for limousines, taxis, and other licensed vehicles that can transport individuals. And Uber is not required to do that. So there was a strike by taxi drivers saying this is not fair. And I, unfortunately, for once, actually agree with them, strikers, that it's not fair for them to be able to come in, pick up passengers, and not have to pay the same taxes and fees that normal taxi or limousine drivers have to pay. So that's a situation which I don't think is being reported to a lot of extent, but Uber seems to be getting away with a lot of things in relation to what other competitors are doing. So anyway, and last night's debate, there was one major subject called immigration.
Did they have a debate last night?
Yeah.
I couldn't see it. I just didn't even know what happened.
I know. It's disgusting that they went on Fox Business News.
Why not Fox News Channel?
Which wasn't
really?
even on MediaCom as a
So
channel.
crazy, yeah.
So anyway, immigration was a big issue. And anyone who follows Republican debates or listens to any of the Republican candidates, you know that Mr. Trump wants to deport all illegal aliens, which last estimate was approximately 11 million. And Senator Cruz, I think it was the one, or Rubio, I can't remember, I think it was Cruz, stood up and said, how the hell are you going to deport 11 million people? That's a farce. And then they said, we don't believe we should deport them. We should allow them to become U.S. citizens and make them a viable resource to this country. Either job training or I hate to say, most of the Hispanics coming in across Mexico have some very good trade skills, especially in the construction industry. So, but Rubio and Cruz really attacked Trump a lot over the immigration issue. And then I guess Jeb Bush, who has been very down in the polls, went right after Trump. I mean, just tore him up, you know what. And so the Republican race is getting very, very interesting because it seems like the gloves are coming off and they're really now fighting for their share of voters at this point. So it is getting interesting.
It's sad.
And even the doctor dude, Carlson. Carlson. The debate. There are a couple of questions that were asked. One was regarding his comments about his youth, and he kept on saying, "Well, that was in the past, and let's talk about what need to be done in this country right now." So he's really sidestepping some of his comments about being a 14-year-old kid and stabbing somebody.
You know, he's not very smart. Sometimes he puts his foot in his mouth.
And he also said he got a full scholarship to West Point, which really wasn't why, because he did not go to West Point.
They don't give full scholarships at West Point to anybody.
Well,
why would they give it to him?
The point is he didn't go to West Point.
Right. But he was saying he turned it down. And
right.
It turned out to be, I think, a offer from someone privately to buy him a
scholarship.
Like
yeah.
But it wasn't issued by West Point.
No. And see what else happened during the debate.
Oh, I got a little. Okay.
Go ahead. No,
ahead.
go.
No,
go.
I just got a little something I want to share with people about the Valley Fire Long-Term Recovery offices.
Okay.
They're opening up an office in Middletown. So Lake County residents will now, who are victims of the Valley Fire, will have an opportunity to get recovery questions answered one-on-one with Valley Fire Long-Term Recovery Coordinator Carol Hutchinson. Hutchinson, who is the Lake County Director of Social Services, has been tapped by the Lake County Board of Supervisors to lead the Valley Fire Long-Term Recovery Task Force. The task force focuses on bringing residents the resources they need to recover from the Valley Fire. 2 days a week, Hutchinson will open office hours at the C. Gibson Museum and Cultural Center located at 21267 Calistoga Street, also known as Highway 29, at Calliomi Street in Middletown, right at the corner there. And it's right across from the sheriff's substation. Fire survivors and residents can drop by in person to discuss or ask questions about the recovery process. This is great. I may not know all the answers to every question, but if I don't know an answer, I will find the person who does, says Hutchinson. Office hours will be held on Mondays from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. and Thursdays from 9:30 to noon. These hours do not include Thanksgiving or Christmas week. Last week, Hutchinson held the Long-Term Recovery Task Force meeting in public at the Twin Pines Casino Event Center and will continue to do so on each Tuesday evening at 6 p.m. as long as necessary. Locations may change. This is an opportunity for Lake County residents to hear firsthand about the progress being made in the Valley Fire recovery. It will also provide an opportunity for the community to ask questions and provide input towards the recovery process, says Hutchinson. Thank you, Carol. Besides several county departments, the California Office of Emergency Services, Federal Emergency Management Agency, Middletown Rancheria, and Team Lake County are some of the partners that participate in the task force. Hutchinson hopes that the Open Valley Fire Long-Term Recovery Task Force meetings, along with her office hours, will provide the community much-needed opportunities to get first-hand answers to recovery questions. The Recovery Task Force is a partnership of local, state, federal, and tribal representatives. These agencies are working together to provide comprehensive services to aid in the recovery of Valley Fire survivors and Lake County residents. The group was convened at the end of September, immediately following the deactivation of Lake County Emergency Operations Center. Carol Hutchinson, Lake County Director of Social Services, is leading the task force. Well, good for her. I'm very excited that there's finally someone who's proactive in our recovery and taking a very big step in helping with the long-term recovery. And what I would recommend anybody who has gone through the FEMA process or through any of the other processes with the government in trying to, SBA and all that, in trying to get help for your home and for all the things that you need to get done, if you're having problems and your road is blocked, please go see Carol. She can help you advocate, to help you find out what you need to get done to get the job done properly, to be able to get through. And it's well worth the time and energy to follow up because there's money there. And a lot of it's not being taken. Like we heard earlier, Salvation Army is actually still has gift cards to give out to fire victims. So if you haven't been there to get your gift card, go down and get it. And see how it works, you know, because you have to be proactive. Nobody's going to come around to you and hand you money. If you want money, you have to go out and you have to get it yourself. That's how it works. You have to apply. You have to wait. If they turn you down, you got to apply for an appeal. You have to appeal it. If FEMA turns you down, there are lots of ways that you can solve the problem. If you're underinsured, there's still help for you, for even if you're underinsured and your insurance didn't quite cover everything. There's so much stuff. There's the Mendo Lake Credit Union Fund, which we have not had any detailed information on how that money's being spent, but it's supposed to be spent on fire victims. So if you go to them and they don't give you anything, come back and tell us. We'd like to know. And so that's where it's at, folks. And you need to get up and get off your butts. You got to when is it, the 23rd or something? That
Yes, 23rd.
Okay, that's your deadline. That's not far from now. So we do need you to be proactive about your life. Even if you were a renter and you did not own the property, you still have assistance that is available to you. So especially if you didn't have insurance, there's a lot of help out there. No one should be struggling right now. No one should be freezing in a campground right now. There's all kinds of things that are happening that people need to just jump on and get on to it. Okay? That's my rant for the day.
That's your rant. I just got one of my accounting emails, and this is regarding Veterans Day, which is today. Free meals. Now, most of these places, actually all the places, have nothing to do with Lake County, but if you're in the Santa Rosa or other areas outside of Lake County.
There was some announcements that were free meals for veterans here, too.
Yes.
You found any of those?
No.
Okay.
But here's the major change. Applebee's, a free meal from a limited menu. Proof of service is required. Arby's, you get one free roast beef classic sandwich during normal business hours. Baker Square, free breakfast. Bar Louie, free lunch or dinner. Bandanas Barbecue, BJ's Restaurant, Black Angus Steakhouse. We don't have Black Angus around here, do we?
Black Angus?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Receive a free steakhouse cheeseburgers and fries. Bonanza Steakhouse, Bonefish Grill. You get complimentary Bang Bang Shrimp. Buffalo Wild Wings, you get free wings. Bugaboo Creek Steakhouse, $10 off.
Yeah, that sounds real.
California Pizza Kitchen. They select from a Veterans Day menu including pizza, salads, and pastas, but you got to come in uniform. That's weird. Carrabba's, Charlie Brown Steakhouse. They never heard of that one. Cheeseburgers and Paradise. Chili's. I'm sorry, I'm just going here. Claim Jumper, Coco's Bakery,
So if you're going down south or into Santa Rosa,
Denny's.
even up to Ukiah, you can hit some of those.
There you go,
places.
Denny's. All you can eat pancakes.
What's the website where everything's?
It is called militarybenefits.info. Military benefits, one word, .info. And it lists all the freebies for veterans and the requirements. And there's a hell of a list, folks. I mean, it's a lengthy list. So if you live outside of Lake County, most of these places are going to, well, something in this list will be available. Ooh, Hooters, free meal.
You're not going there. You're not a veteran anyway, so you don't qualify. Sorry.
I know. I never was in uniform. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, anyway, it's a good list here, folks. And a lot of these places are in the Bay Area or Santa Rosa or Sonoma. So, okay, that was another waste of 10 minutes. Let's see what else we got. Here we go. This is what we talked about earlier about Federal Reserve raising the base interest rates. U.S. business optimism nears record highs. But I want to know who's saying that. The nation's economic outlook among U.S. business leaders rose 20 percentage points in the third quarter of 2015, a net balance of 74%, marking only the second time since 2004 they eclipsed the net 70%. According to the survey of more than 2,500 business leaders in 36 economies, the United States is the fifth most optimistic economy overall. Once again, who were surveyed? I guarantee it wasn't the clothing store down the street or the small appliance store down the street that were surveyed. I guarantee you it was Intel, IBM, Microsoft, and all the above major corporations. So these statistics you read in the news media, folks, they don't mean a hell of a lot because it doesn't address the middle income or lower income businesses. These are all big shots, and they control their own economy based on how they want to invest in, et cetera, et cetera. So they're all misleading. Because I don't know about you, but I don't see a significant increase in our business. Matter of fact, when I had my accounting practice in Arizona, I saw a tremendous increase in revenues. I think we went from like $150,000 a year to almost $300,000 gross revenues because the construction industry went nuts. Every piece of vacant land had new subdivisions being built. Every small contractor, large contractor, were all coming in for tax advice or restructuring of their corporations, and that generated a tremendous amount of business for the accounting firm. But you just don't see that anymore. So, I wish they get real with these statistics and tell the truth about what's really happening at the middle class.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, but that's not
Truth
going
is always nice.
But it ain't going to happen. So, but we can hope. We'd like
So,
to maybe get some
I
politicians.
did want to let everybody know that the Emerald Cup is coming.
Oh, that's right.
December 12th and 13th. We're at the Sonoma County Fairgrounds, I believe. It doesn't really say that well here. Let me see. Yeah, Sonoma County's Fairgrounds. They're located at 1350 Bennett Valley Road in Sonoma. And like I say, December 12th and 13th. Music by Beats Antique, Collie Buds, Naco and Medicine for the People, Papa Docio, Protege, Fortunate Youth, John Brown's Body, The Expanders, Marv Elvis and We Tribe, Also, they're going to have Rolling Stone calls the Emerald Cup the Academy Awards of the cannabis industry because it focuses on organic sun-grown. Okay, you can't come in there with your chemically based indoor-grown crap. You're only going to get to see the best of the best over at this particular event. So that is happening December 12th and 13th at Sonoma County Fairgrounds. So you don't want to miss it. There's going to be a lot of great speakers, and they've got all kinds of great stuff. We're going to be there. They also have a website. It's called theemeraldcup.com, where you can find all about everything that's going to be happening with the Emerald Cup. One of my favorite events of the year. And I thank Tim Blake and his daughter for continuing this for so many years and bringing up a really class act. That those people are just the greatest people. And so that's where I'm at with that.
Cool.
Just want to give them some kudos and say, we'll be there. Woohoo! It is.
Have you
harvest
done the
time.
proposal?
I'll do it later today.
Okay. That would be nice.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to sneeze. Ooh, excuse me.
Bless you.
I'm good. Ah, sorry.
That's quite all right. We forgive you.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. So what do we have coming up next week? Anything?
What do we have up next week is I'm trying to get some guests confirmed. We have a couple guests that have said that they could possibly be there, and I'm not going to say who they are yet because I don't have any confirmations. But we are working on getting guests, and so I did want to just make sure people do keep tuning in because we are going to be doing this. We also have a little video. There's going to be another bicycle giveaway on November 10th. And let me see if I can pull up
That was yesterday.
I mean, November 14th. I'm sorry. My mistake. November 14th, I believe that's this Saturday. Candy Alcott has just been doing an amazing job in getting bicycles for this project. And they have over 700 bikes now that they're going to be giving away in Middletown to any kid who wants. Is that video ready to play, guys? The bicycle video, the one with the scout leader in the front of it?
The one that you just had for moments.
Yeah, the one you played for a commercial. Yeah, we've got a new crew here, guys, so just bear with us while everybody gets everything taken care of. I wanted to see, though, here it is. Let me get the actual information where it's going to be at. It'll be at Minnie Cannon Elementary in Middletown on, I believe, Saturday. Yeah, it's November 14th. And that is Saturday, confirming. And we want to thank Candy Alcott for organizing this. They gave away 350 bikes on this video that we're going to look at now. And now they have another 700 that they're going to be giving back. There is no reason why any child that lives in Hidden Valley, Cobb, or Middletown that has been affected by the fires should not have a brand new bike to take home. If you didn't get it the first time around, please get it this time around. And you are going to see some wonderful people out there. So we're going to roll the video that we've got. Just take 5 minutes, I think is all it is. And you can get an idea what a wonderful day it was when they gave 350 bikes away. Just imagine what it's going to be with 700 bikes coming up, okay? So we want to thank Candy Alcott for stepping up for these kids and really pulling it together to pull this off. Go ahead and roll that.
If you are. So I'm here with Lee Bryan, and you are with the Cubs.
And you got to turn that's the wrong video.
If you are.
Turn the
So
volume
I'm
up
here
on
with
the
Lee
video.
Bryan, and you are with the Cubs. I mean the Boy
This
Scouts
gentleman was a
of
scout
where?
master, came all
We
the way
are
from-
Pack 516,
audio?
Cub Scouts, Pack 516.
Oh, it is Cub Scouts. Okay.
And part of the Boy Scouts of America program.
Oh, great.
So we're the younger kids, the 1st through 4th graders.
If you are. So I'm here with Lee Bryan, and you are with the Cubs. I mean the Boy Scouts of where?
We are Pack 516, Cub Scouts, Pack 516.
Oh, it is Cub Scouts. Okay.
And part of the Boy Scouts of America program.
Oh, great.
So we're the younger kids, the 1st through 4th graders.
Right.
And our pack is out of Reno, Nevada.
Wow, you guys came a long way.
Yes, we did. We actually kind of started a whole effort by sitting around the dinner table with one of my sons, and we were talking about what to do with all the clothes that he seems to grow out of every week or so. And we had about 6